NBC Sports presents the best of the National Football League, the American Football Conference. Today from Rich Stadium, it's the New England Patriots versus the Buffalo Bills. Today's game is brought to you by Old Milwaukee Beer, the beer that tastes as great as its name, Old Milwaukee Beer. By the new Chrysler Corporation. For 1982, Chrysler has the cars, the quality, and the prices America needs. By J.C. Penney. And by RCA. From their 9-inch color tracks to their giant projection TV, RCA will open your eyes. Light snow has been falling on and off here in the Buffalo area for the past couple of days. It is cold. Thank goodness for broadcast booths.
Oh, yes. It's a lot warmer up here, Phil. I was down in the field, as we saw in the open, and it's very cold down there, especially for this old Southern California boy. Two different reasons for motivation here today. One, obviously, the Bills have to win to keep up with Miami and with the New York Jets. On the other hand, you got to keep up with 2 and 9 somehow and prove to the fans that it's not really true.
You certainly do, Mike. There you take a look at it. Miami and the New York Jets just a half game apart. Those two teams meeting today in New York. That should be a very, very interesting ball game. We're set to go. John Smith puts his toe to the ball. It is a very, very short kick, and it is taken by Roland Hooks. Knocked down just across the 26-yard line. Bob Golick is there to tackle him. 14-yard return. And that is where the Bills will begin. Joe Ferguson will quarterback. The running backs, Leaks and Cribbs. The receivers for Buffalo, Jerry Butler, Mark Grammer, and Frank Lewis. What a great one. Offensive line, Jones, Borchert, Grant, Richer, and Joe Devlin.
14-yard return.
Richard jumps in there for Conrad Dobler, who has had some problems with penalties, and I think he was set down just for that reason, Phil.
Absolutely. From the I formation, we are set to go. Buffalo with the football, second man through. That is Joe Cribbs, and he is out near the 30-yard line. He is brought down by the inside linebacker, Steve Nelson. Let's take a look at the New England defensive alignment for you. Up front, they play a 3-4 defense. It'll be Tony McGee, Richard Bishop, and Julius Adams. The linebackers, Hawkins, Steve Nelson, Bob Golick, and Rod Choate. And the defensive backs, Claiborne, James Sanford, and Timmy Fox, the fifth-year man out of Ohio State.
And they're going to have to stop the run today, Phil. They've stopped the pass well, New England.
Around the right side, it is Leaks. He's got running room. Rick Sanford finally bumps him out of bounds. 31 yards to the 40-yard line, Mike.
And they caught New England in a 4-man front, thinking pass. Here's a guy that hadn't run the ball very much all year for Buffalo. He's getting his first start for them, and he just rips off the big run. I said they had to stop the run if they're going to be successful, and they get ripped right away.
Oh, they got ripped real, real bad as you take a look at Ron Earhart. First and 10, 4-man front again for the Patriots. Out of the eye. Second man, fumble on the play. Cribbs holds on to the ball. They'll lose a couple. Steve Nelson is right there to put the hammer to him.
Joe Ferguson had a little trouble getting away from the center. He tripped over his own guard, and then he fumbled the ball, and we'll get another look at it. Sometimes the guard gets in the way. Watch him trip. See him catch the foot right there, and he falls down, and Cribbs made quite an athletic move to keep from fumbling.
Cribbs in his second year out of Auburn. It is now 2nd and 11. The ball at the 41. Again, you see the 4-down lineman for the Patriots. They've got 3 men down. Draw play. Cribbs nowhere. Now look at him go. Timmy Fox finally brings him down. What a move by Joe Cribbs.
Now you know why the offense of Buffalo has come back the last 2 years. They'd always had the great passer, Ferguson. But Joe Cribbs, with that 8-yard gain, and I'll tell you, one of the most exciting 8-yard runs we'll see. Take another look. Athletic ability in the backfield. You must run the football to be successful in the NFL. Even though you have to throw to win, To be successful, you have to make the linebackers play run on the running downs. And number 20 makes you think run on 1st and 10.
And he's only in his 2nd year. What a job he is doing for these Buffalo Bills. 3rd down and 3. Flag fly. Cribbs off right tackle, and he'll be stopped for a gain of about 1. Bob Golick is there, but as we said, flags are down, and you got to believe, Mike, it'll be offside against the Patriots. Mistakes have killed this team all year.
Yeah, with the talent, you look down the 45-man roster and you say, my goodness, how can this club be 2-9? Well, you're seeing the problems. Yellow flags, interceptions, fumbles, and all at key times.
They have made the mistakes. If they've not been penalized, they've turned the ball over. 26 interceptions and 11 lost fumbles. That pretty much tells the story. This team, though they are 2-9, has not been blown out. Let's listen.
Offside, defense, number 64. 1st down.
There's no doubt about this one. Watch Richard Bishop right in front of Ferguson.
Every defensive lineman tries to get the edge. Every once in a while, you're going to guess wrong.
1st and 10. Buffalo with the first drive of the game, moving the ball. It is Leaks. Look at him fight inside the 25-yard line. Steve Nelson is there to drag him down.
Talking to the Bills players before the game, they felt that Hawkins, the outside linebacker, was the guy they wanted to go after. And you've noticed Mr. Leaks has gone to his right side, right at Hawkins for his 2 big runs.
Now Leaks is starting in place of Curtis Brown, who had the dropsies last week. I think he carried the ball 3 times and lost it twice.
In Chuck Knox's career, if you put the ball on the ground as a running back, you find yourself on the pine.
That is exactly right. Pick and pine. 2nd down and 6. The ball at the 24. Cribbs. And he breaks into the Patriots secondary. He is near a 1st down at the 18. Bob Golick is there to stop him. You know, you see so many great running backs this year. Delaney is having an absolutely sensational year. So is this man, Joe Cribbs. He comes in with 783 yards, and there you take a look at him.
The successful teams have the big running back, and I think Joe Cribbs might be wearing a flak jacket today. We tried to check. He probably has the ribs at least taped. One of the things that I wanted to watch closely was if he would run inside. Outside, you don't get the rib shots, but inside, you get nailed pretty good. So far, he's been awful successful, though.
3rd down, less than a yard to go. 2 tight ends now checked into the ball game for the Buffalo Bills. Just underway here at Rich Stadium. 12 minutes, 1 second to play in the opening period.
This is the quarterback's down, Phil. 3rd and inches.
Leaks across the right side, and he's got enough.
He's done that all year. He's been the short yardage fullback. They used to take Brown out. Now he's getting his start. Might even help him a little bit. You get to carry that ball a little more often, and you get into the groove quicker, and yet he's a big load.
Oh, he is a big, big load. 225 pounds. He's only 5'10". I think he has to wear a license plate.
Yeah, slow center of gravity and dare you to tackle him below the knees.
The ball at the 17-yard line. And there's the man we're speaking of. Look at him fight his way. 3 Patriot defenders finally bring him down. Rod Schott and Timmy Fox led the charge. Leaks has only carried the ball 40 times coming into this game. You wonder why they don't give it to him more often. Look at those thighs.
They'll give it to him a lot today, mainly because the Patriot defense is number 2 in the league against the pass. Buffalo's had problems with interceptions. Why not run the football against a team that doesn't defend the run very well? And they're doing it perfectly on this drive.
Now the Patriots dead last in the NFL. They allow 189 yards rushing. Well, it figures that the Bills will try and run it against them. That is Joe Cribbs. He's near the 10-yard line. Ken Jones with a nice lead block off left tackle. Richard Bishop is there to pull him down.
Bishop and Golick.
Help from Bob Golick, second-year man out of Notre Dame. Speaking of Notre Dame, what a year the Fighting Irish had.
Oh, well, we Catholic boys don't even talk about that this season.
Boy, I'll tell you, 1 game to go against Miami. They're going nowhere in terms of bowls. Speaking of the bowls, we'll be running down all the bowl games for you.
Here's a first look at the shotgun. First pass situation.
Look at that, 46% 3rd down conversions.
That's a great stat.
3rd and 4. Draw play, Cribbs off the shotgun. And the Patriots read it beautifully. Steve Nelson, the inside linebacker on the left side, moved over to bring him down. And that, you can bet, will bring on Nick Mickemeyer.
One of the problems with a shotgun is you totally give up the run. And the draw play works once in a while, but most of the time you don't get that deception in the backfield. It doesn't fool anybody because you can see Joe standing back there and hand off.
Absolutely. Matt Robinson will put it down. Nick Mickemeyer will try for it. Mickemeyer, 9 of 14 thus far this year. This one from 28 yards out. And he drills it. So, midway through the first period, it is 3-0 Buffalo.
Radio Shack makes Christmas dreams come true. Perfect for your little fireman or policeman. Our fire helmet or road patrol helmet for only $7.99. And to make the dream complete, an exciting battery-powered safe police car or fire engine for only $6.99. Easily programmed for 6 driving maneuvers, including straight, zigzag, circle, or square. Clever gifts for your kids at affordable prices. Only at Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store.
To win in competition, these guys got to get everything just right. And for guys like that, we worked harder at making a beer that's just right. Old Milwaukee Light.
We got it right. Old Milwaukee Light.
We gave Old Milwaukee Light a big beer taste, but still kept it less filling, and that makes it just right.
We got it right. Old Milwaukee Light.
Old Milwaukee got light right.
The Buffalo Bills on their first possession here today have drawn first blood. A 28-yard field goal by Nick Mickemeyer. And Buffalo is set to kick it away. Back deep to receive for the Patriots, who have not seen the ball yet this afternoon. Tony Collins, averaging just over 19 yards a return. Very, very short. An up man will grab it. Or will they?
That's a live ball, Phil.
A live football. And it is down at the 28-yard line. It is Ken Toller. Up wide receiver as we take a look at the Patriot offense. Boy, that ball was live. Cavanaugh will start at quarterback for an injured Steve Grogan. Cunningham and Collins, the running backs. Morgan, Hasselbeck, Harold Jackson, the wide receivers. Can't get them any better than that. The line, Holloway, Hanna, Brock Kreider, and Shelby Jordan.
That crew has not been the New England problem, Phil.
It has certainly not. Collins shifts into the eye. 2 tight ends now for the Patriots. Pitch near side. It is Collins. Moves the ball across the 30-yard line. Phil Villapiano, starting his first game for the Bills as an inside linebacker, brings him down. We take a look at that Bills defensive alignment. They also play a 3-4. Ben Williams, Fred Smerlis, Sherman White. The down men, the linebackers, Sanford has it, Villapiano and Isaiah Robertson. And the defensive backs, Mario Clark, Charlie Romes, Bill Simpson, and Freeman, Steve Freeman.
They really miss Shane Nelson in that Bermuda Triangle, they call it here. He was really the rah-rah guy.
No question about it. In motion is Ken Toller. Give near side. Again, Tony Collins. And he fights his way out near and across the 35-yard line. Lucius Sanford is there to tackle him. Interesting story, Mike, about Tony Collins. He grew up in, I think, Penn Yan, New York, not very far from here.
They have quite a few of his fans. I know they're sitting in Section M. Maybe we can find them. There's a Penn Yan sign right there for Tony Collins.
They brought 4 busloads of fans.
That's nice. Nice when the hometown fans come to see you play.
You played on 3 clubs. Did you have that many fans in all the cities?
I had a national fan club. The only guy that ever got from coast to coast.
3rd down. 2 yards to go. The ball on the 35. Out of the shotgun. It is Cavanaugh with plenty of time. He's going for it. And he's got Hasselbeck. And it is knocked away by Steve Freeman. And Hasselbeck is complaining. Should have been pass interference.
You know why he's complaining? The defensive back shaded his eyes, I think. He couldn't see. We'll get another look at it. But he is very, very unhappy.
There's a new rule in the NFL this year. To be called for shading or screening, you have to wave your hands.
Yes.
It's not enough to just put it up.
Watch Steve Freeman, 22. Nope, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. You know what Hasselbeck's mad about? He should have caught the football. Is what he should have done.
Ball was beautifully thrown. 4th and 3. A punting now for New England. Rich Camarillo averaging 45 yards a boot. The wind at his back. A low kick.
Got to field those kinds, Phil.
And Roland Hooks will let it roll. It is down at the 18-yard line. Another very, very good kick. 48-yarder for Camarillo. So So the Buffalo Bills will have the football for the second time today. They already have a 3-0 lead. We'll be back.
A time comes when you must watch your money carefully. So quality and value are a necessity. Can you find them in an American car? Absolutely. In Plymouth. Yes, Plymouth. The new Horizon Miser, built with advanced technology and front-wheel drive for the best gasoline economy of any American car. 5-passenger Horizon Miser, and not a penny more than 81. The American way to get your money's worth.
Okay, Eunice, travel plans. I need to be in New York on Monday, LA on Tuesday, New York on Wednesday, LA on Thursday, New York on Friday. Got it? So you want to work here? What really makes you think you deserve a job?
Well, sir, I think I'll like it. I'm good at figures and have a sharp mind.
Excellent. Can you start on Monday? And in conclusion, Jim, Bill, Bob, call Fred, Load, Dork, Adolf, and Ted. Business is business, so let's get to work. Thank you for taking me. Petey, you did a bang-up job. I'm putting you in charge of Pittsburgh. I know it's perfect, Peter. That's why I picked Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's perfect, Peter. May I call you Pete? Congratulations on your deal in Denver, Dave. I'm putting you down to deal with Dallas.
In this fast-moving, get-it-done-yesterday world, aren't you glad there's one company that can keep up with it all? Federal Express. And it absolutely positively has to be there overnight.
Fire on the mountain. The Army wanted their land for a missile base.
You touch my house, I'll kill you.
Starring Ron Howard, Buddy Ebsen, and Michael Conrad, Monday.
2 first-quarter scores for you around the league. Cleveland over Pittsburgh in the first period, 3-0. And Philadelphia trails the Giants 3-0. I wonder how long that one will last.
Not long, not long.
Not long. First and 10, Buffalo with the ball at the 18. Near side, it is Joe Cribbs. He tries to hurdle one player. Cannot hurdle John Lee. Interesting, John Lee was just acquired a couple of days ago on waivers from San Diego, and he's playing already.
He was on injured reserve there, and he hasn't even played.
Had a broken hand. Number 69 is just checked in for the Buffalo Bills, and he needs no introduction.
You know, they haven't thrown a pass yet, Buffalo, so he can't hold if they're not on the pass plays. So maybe that's why he's in there, Phil.
We're talking about Conrad Dobler. Tight end is Buster Barnett. He has also come into the game. Right side, Cribbs. And he just puts his head down and slams into Steve Nelson.
You know, we talked about 59 Hawkins, the outside linebacker, had been their weak link against the rush. And there he gets blocked by the tight end. That's a cardinal sin for the outside linebacker on the sweep. And that gives Cribbs the running room.
It is now 3rd and 7. 6 minutes, 17 seconds to play in the opening period. There you take a look at Conrad Dobler.
The mean man.
3 wide receivers now on 3rd and 7. Lou Pacone is in motion to the top of your screen. From the shotgun. Plenty of time. Ferguson, he cannot hit Joe Cribbs coming out of the backfield. Keith Lee there. Good coverage in a punting situation for Buffalo.
The first pass for Joe Ferguson, and he's got to be a little bit leery after throwing the interceptions he did last week.
Now, we told you at the top of this telecast, temperature is in the low 30s. Very, very light snow flurries are now falling.
An 18-mile-an-hour wind, and that even drops it more, Phil. It could get wind chill factor out there. It gets real cold. Receivers don't like that.
Greg Cater is there to punt it away now for Buffalo. Averaging 42 yards every time he puts his foot to the ball. Stanley Morgan, a lone return man. He's kicking against the wind, and there you can see it. Look at the wind hold that ball up. And it takes a New England bounce. Great field position for the Patriots. A 33-yard punt. The Patriots will have the football at the 45 when we come back.
33 yards on the punt.
We'll open your eyes.
If you have been extra good, get something extra for Christmas at RCA's Takeaway 2 sale. Just buy any 1982 color track console and get this black and white portable free. Then keep them both, or give one to someone else who's been extra good. But see your participating dealer by December 24th, because we all know what that is.
The end of the sale. RCA.
The Florida Keys and Milwaukee are a whole country apart. But to these guys, they both mean something great. The Keys mean stone crab, big and fresh. And Milwaukee means beer, cold, crisp, old Milwaukee beer. And man, you can't have one without the other.
Whenever you think of the town of Milwaukee,
You think of beer.
and old Milwaukee tastes as great as its name.
You know what? Doesn't get any better than this.
Tonight on NBC, it's Bob Hope's Stand Up and Cheer for the National Football League's 60th year. An all-star comedy salute to America's #1 spectator sport. An awesome lineup of stars. We'll be telling you about them as this game wears on. It is first and 10 at the 45. Fumble. Tony Collins loses the ball. Quite simply just coughed it up. Mario Clark was right there to pick up the bouncing pigskin. Take a look at this one.
I talked about the wind chill factor and the coldness of the hands. You don't get that feel when it's cold out there, especially early in the game. No chance on that one. I mean, he just stuck it right into his stomach and it slipped right back out again. Watch Villapiano, who's in there for the first time really playing on a regular position. He got real excited.
First down, second man throw into the secondary. It is Roosevelt Lakes. And he picks up about 6 yards on the play before Timmy Fox, the 60-year man out of Buckeye country, is there to wrestle him to the ground.
Usually when you get a turnover like that, Phil, you want to put it right up right away because the defense is cold. But New England is so good against the pass. Look what they do on the run. I mean, they're just marching right through.
Second down and 4. The ball spotted on the 34. Wide receivers, Jerry Butler and Frank Lewis. Ferguson has only thrown one today. Again, it is Leaks. And they're chewing up the yardage. Rick Sanford brings him down, but not before the Buffalo Bills have another first down. I tell you, not many teams have experienced a whole lot of success. Look at this guy go.
Tell you, when you're running like that, there's no sense put it up in the air. The wind's blowing, it's cold, the receiver's hands are cold. If you're gaining yardage on the ground like that, you might as well run it.
Leak 6 carries, 53 yards. There's another score. The Buccaneers over the Packers, 3-0.
The Bays. The Bays are playing today.
The Bays. It is Cribbs. Oh, look at him fly. Down near the 20-yard line, John Lee is there to bring him down.
What a surge by that offensive line of Buffalo. They're 2 yards down the field before Joe Ferguson hands the ball off to any one of his backs.
Well, you wonder how the Buffalo Bills can be 6-5 with the talent they have. But then again, Mike, you look around the NFL and you can say that about virtually every team in the league.
That's true. There are a lot of teams that are 6-5. San Diego surprised them. I mean, after they opened up on Monday night with that whopping win over Cleveland, you figure nobody touch them, and they're 6-5. Same with Pittsburgh.
That's exactly right. 2nd and 6. Roosevelt Leaks is hammered right away by John Lee. Just a split second after he got the football. What's amazing, Lee has not played it down during the regular season. He was hurt in the preseason, had the broken hand, was on injured reserve the entire season. The Chargers tried to reactivate him this week, and the New England Patriots saw him and said, wait a minute, we're going to snap him up. The Chargers were trying to sneak him through.
After that tackle, I see why New England picked him up. He's a pretty good player.
3rd down, call it 8. The ball at the 24. Lou Picone, Jerry Butler, and Frank Lewis, 3 wide receivers down. And that is Picone in motion, right coming at you. Ferguson going for it, and it is knocked away. Keith Lee was right there. The pass was intended for Joe Cribbs. It's the second time they've tried for Cribbs coming out of the backfield.
And he had him beat except for one young man in that defensive backfield named Tim Fox, who is just one great player. I think he was trotting off the field after a loss in New England. One of the fans yelled down, why don't you go to another team? He says, you're too good to play here. But that's almost true about every one of them. 2-9 is just not the truth about this club. They got better talent.
Well, they have not been blown out of a game yet, if you want to talk about blowouts. 41-yard attempt now. Matt Robinson will put it down. McIntyre sends it up. And it is wide to the left.
Tried a little extra too hard. Wind's blowing at him.
Wind is blowing right at his face. So when we come back, 3:05 to play in the opening period. It is Buffalo 3, the Patriots nothing.
A giant crane, a tough train, steel hauler with a powerful locomotive hauling a long line of cars. Steel hauler and a giant crane that you control. Hoist up that steel. Go to it. Lower the crane. And let her go. Steel hauler. And there's more to do. Swing that boom. Unload those heavy barrels.
Now get a $5 refund direct from Tyco when you buy the steel hauler set. See TV Guide and People for details.
There's just one way.
One of a kind.
To describe our specialty.
It's genuine Colonel Sanders.
All you gotta say is original recipe.
Yeah.
America's favorite, bite after bite.
Number 1.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do it right for you.
How would you describe the perfect chicken?
Just one way.
Original recipe.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do chicken right.
Skating superstars Ty Babylonia and Randy Gardner, Robin Cousins, Peggy Fleming, and Dorothy Hamill compete in an encore performance of the World Pro Figure Skating Championship. Then light up with excitement in NHRA drag racing next Saturday on NBC Sports World.
Phil Stone and Mike Hafner, 3:05 to play in the first period. There you see the score. It is Buffalo over the Patriots, 3-0. New England with the football. Collins and Cunningham shift into the eye. Play action. Kavanaugh. Oh! Almost picked off. They were going for Stanley Morgan, and he almost found Charlie Romes.
New England likes to throw play action on first down, and I throw that guy a lot with the speed that Morgan has. But one of the problems is 26 Charles Romes for Buffalo knows the same thing I know. And watch what he does. Almost picks this one off.
That's one of those timing patterns, Mike, where you really have to hook up with your quarterback, and I think that's a sign of Kavanaugh and Morgan just have not played enough together on a continuing basis to really get that timing pattern down.
Watch for the down and out now. I mean, Romes guessed that time. It was obvious. You don't make that good a play unless you guess right.
Mosey to Tupu, Tony Collins now into the ballgame. And the flag goes down. 3 down now for Kavanaugh. Right over the middle. It is Morgan. Simpson and Fred Smerlis, the nose tackle, a pickup of 20 yards on the play. And I got to believe it's going to be offside against Buffalo, and it is.
76 Smerlis jump, Phil, and that's nice. Quarterback sits back there, knows he's got all kinds of time. If he gets one picked off, he knows he can take the 5-yard penalty. So you can kind of stuff it in there, try and get a big one.
It's too bad your receivers can't see that flag go down.
Refused. First down.
Stanley Morgan ran the out pattern last time. Romes guessed with him. There's a look right now. See Smerlis jumping offside. And so Morgan this time takes the inside route. And again, Kavanaugh's got all the advantage, even though he got nailed. He can throw it over the middle, and if it gets picked off, he's always got another down.
And Matt Kavanaugh wants to call a timeout to talk things over. By the way, that reception by Stanley Morgan sends him over 4,000 career yards. Only the third New England player ever to achieve that. I want to remind you this telecast is presented by authority of the NFL. It is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Buffalo Bills and the National Football League is prohibited. Take a look at the Buffalo Bills Brain Trust, led by none other than Mr. Knox himself.
There's Matt Kavanaugh, and I wonder what the problem was. He didn't like the lineup.
Well, when you're 2-9, there's probably a lot of things you don't like.
Ken Johnson now in there, their designated pass rusher, really, number 91 for Buffalo. Williams got a bit of a sprained ankle, and he'll probably be back.
You know, we talked about this team, Mike, being 2-9, yet they have yet to be really blown out of a ball game. The only game they've even remotely been out of was the game last week against the Jets, and they weren't beaten that badly.
That was only an 11-point loss. They've been beaten by 14, but they, as the club has said, we've been in every single game. We just can't get the breaks.
I did the New England Miami Dolphin game, and they gave Miami all they wanted. Don't forget, coming up right after we're finished here, we're going to take you to New York City, where the Jets and the Miami Dolphins square off. A battle for the AFC Eastern Division lead.
And the Buffalo Bills will run right in after this game to watch that one.
Andy Johnson in motion. Watch this one. Watch this one.
Now there's Razzle Dazzle, Phil.
Andy Johnson is absolutely incredible. He has thrown 7 passes this year. He has completed all 7 of them, 4 of them for touchdowns. That one covering 56 yards.
This time they put Andy Johnson out at the flanker. The pass from Kavanaugh is a lateral, so he still has his one downfield pass. Now watch this. Right on the button. Andy Johnson was a great quarterback in his high school and college days, and Stanley Morgan's got all kinds of speed, hit him right in the breadbasket.
As you mentioned, he was a quarterback in college for Vince Dooley's Georgia Bulldogs. John Smith is on to try and make it a 7-3 ball game, and he is perfect. So Andy Johnson is called on for the 7th time this year to put the ball in the air. He completes his 7th pass, 4 of them for touchdowns. There's no quarterbacks in the league that can brag about that.
And when you're 2-9, you can do these kind of things. Watch the speed of Stanley Morgan. He's gliding right now. Now watch him accelerate past both Simpson and Clark when he sees the balls out there. What great speed this youngster has. Can you imagine with all this talent? Johnson, 2 great quarterbacks, great wide receivers, and they're 2-9.
I was talking to Tom Hoffman, Patriots public relations director. He was telling me, without question, Andy Johnson is the best all-around athlete on the Patriot roster.
No doubt about it. You looked at it again just to make you understand what a great throw that was from just a plain old running back.
7-3 Patriots, 2 minutes, 45 seconds to play. And the first period. That scoring drive, 3 plays, covered 76 yards. John Smith with the short kick. It is taken by Roland Hooks, and he drops it at the 8. And he is finally taken down at the 27-yard line by Ken Toller. And John Zamberlin was there. Well, the Buffalo Bills, I'm sure, a little bit stunned by that play, but really they shouldn't be. They've seen the films of this kid. He can throw the football.
When you put Andy Johnson out there wide, you've got to expect something from him. He's done it from every other position on the field, and he could be the 4th quarterback. If both New England quarterbacks go down in this game with Grogan hurt, you could see him at quarterback, too.
Wide receivers, Lewis and Butler. Running backs, Leaks and Cribbs. Leaks in motion. A pitch is to Cribbs. Good block by Leaks. Brings it. Coughs up the football. Roland James has it at the 39-yard line, and Cribbs is down. Cribbs is down.
He's got those bad ribs, and I'm sure he got hit right on those ribs. That's the reason I haven't seen him fumble like that all year. He might drop it on the ground, but that exploded out of his hands, and I think he got hit on those bad ribs, Phil.
All right, take a look at it again and watch the man out front, Roosevelt Leaks. He turns one man outside. Cribbs cut it back in.
Cribbs was questionable early in the week because of the bad ribs, and I think he got a good shot.
So Cribbs is being treated. We'll be back in just a moment.
It might not look like it sometimes, but there's an underlying order to the game of football. Diagram plays, a clock, rules. Every player knows what to expect. Life doesn't work that way. There are hidden tragedies beyond our control, and no one to call timeout or throw a penalty flag. Retinitis pigmentosa is a hereditary eye disease that strikes without warning. Hundreds of thousands of people have RP and other inherited eye diseases. That would fill a lot of football stadiums. We don't know the cause or the cure, just the symptoms. Night blindness and tunnel vision, followed by a gradual loss of sight. The RP Foundation is sponsoring research in many hospitals and universities. They've started a retina donor program, improved diagnostic techniques, and helped with vision aids. And there are RP information centers all over the country. If you or a member of your family has RP, contact your local RP chapter.
The preceding announcement was furnished as a public service by the National Football League.
You can see Joe Cribbs holding those ribs. He hurts. You can tell right there. Roland James, the cornerback. This is what you do on defense. Always opportunistic. You see the ball bouncing around. Back. The wide receiver was trying to make a block on him. He saw the ball and picked it up.
Frank Lewis is 34 years old. That's certainly young enough to still catch passes, but you can't block people at that age. Come on.
He didn't block him when he was 22.
First down at the 39. The give is to Cunningham. Oh, look at him take Bill Simpson right out of the play as he dives out of bounds. He'll be short of the first down by a couple of yards. A pickup of 8 for Cunningham.
What a
2
rough
minutes,
ride.
19 seconds to play.
What a rough ride for that player, number 39, Sam Cunningham. First he had the contract problems, didn't come back. till about game 4 or 5. And his mother just passed away last week. He missed all the practice.
And there's Joe Cribbs, who was checked out. 10 rushes, 32 yards. Boy, did he take a shot in the ribs.
I tell you, if New England scores here, they may need Cribbs back.
Cunningham is caught by Phil Villapiano. What a job he is doing here at the early going. And he is starting his first game. Chris Keating was supposed to start, and they said, wait a minute, we've seen enough of Chris. Let's bring in Villapiano and see what he can do.
One of the problems for the Bills, they lost Reggie McKenzie, their cheerleader and their spiritual leader, really, on offense. And on defense, they lost Shane Nelson, who was kind of their spiritual leader on defense. Villapiano's a great cheerleader on the sidelines. Now maybe with him in the game, that'll fire up the rest of the club. He can cheerlead from the field instead of from the sidelines.
Let's take a look at this. Oh, is it close? They got it. A first down as we take a look at scores around the National Football League. Pittsburgh has taken a 6-3 lead over Cleveland. Greg Hawthorne, a 1-yard run. The point after was missed. And look at this one. Cincinnati over the Denver Broncos 7-0. Pete Johnson, a 39-yard touchdown run. That's bad news for Mike Hafner. Those are your Denver Broncos there.
They'll come back. No Craig Morton today, though.
There it is from the Bills sideline. Bruised ribs for Joe Cribbs. First and 10. Kavanaugh to Cunningham. And he's got it. A pickup of about 6 yards on the play. And that's only Sam's 8th reception all year, so they do not throw to Cunningham. Jim Haslett is there to tackle him. Pickup of 6, call it 7. Second down and 3. Ball at the 22. Cunningham's an interesting man. One of the most polite individuals you will meet in the National Football League.
If I start a football team, I'd like to have that guy at my fullback spot.
No doubt about it. Wide receivers Stanley Morgan and Harold Jackson. Again, first man is Mosey to Tupu, and he is stacked up. Villapiano is there again.
I'll tell you, Phil's really inspired today. Look at him. Number 1. I got him.
He's telling Chuck Knox, you should have had me in there all year.
Yeah, I ran into him a couple times in the old days when the Broncos and the Oakland Raiders played. He was one of those that you didn't want to get near. He'd hang you up real quick.
A loss of 1. It is now 3rd down and 4. There's the guy we're talking about as he comes to the sideline.
Now they got 6 defensive backs in there. They're dime defense. They know New England's going to throw.
Like Buffalo has even been known to use 7 defensive backs. They did it against the Cowboys. From the shotgun, look at this draw to Cunningham. Now you're not going to fool anybody, Sam. Sherman White is there to bring him down. And I don't think even had he not slipped, he would have made much.
No, good, well defense by Buffalo. And also, Sam Cunningham really hadn't played that much this year. This isn't one of his great athletic moves. A little slippery down there. But my coaches used to tell me, if you fall down, it's your fault. No excuses. Not the field, not the defensive backs.
You can't blame your shoes?
Nope, can't blame the shoes.
All right.
You practiced on them all before the game.
We have a great day of football, and tonight on NBC, it's Bob Hope's Stand Up and Cheer for the National Football League's 60th year, an all-star comedy salute to America's #1 sport. With an awesome lineup of stars, Elizabeth Taylor, Olivia Newton-John, oh boy, Susan Anton, Roger Staubach, O.J. Simpson. Had some great days here in Buffalo. George Allen and Dick Butkus, to name just a few. It's Buffalo. Lots of football, lots of laughs with Bob Hope tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on NBC.
Wait till you see Lily Butkus and Rosie Greer do their musical number. I mean, it's hilarious.
Lily Butkus?
Yes.
Okay.
And Rosie Greer.
I will be watching for that one. John Smith is on now. We'll try and make it. Oh, look at here. They're going for it. Hasselbeck. Don't you know Matt Kavanaugh is going to be thinking about that one the rest of the day.
Had him wide open, Phil.
Kavanaugh, when he threw that pass, he put his hands right to his helmet like, oh, no. I didn't overthrow him.
He knew he threw it over his head as soon as it left his hand. Hasselbeck, the up back. Watch him sneak out now. He was the tight end on the left side, and he's wide open. Got him beat by 5 yards, and Kavanaugh, no chance. Take a look at Kavanaugh.
See if you can see Kavanaugh's reaction to this. Not quite. Oh, Bill Simpson was the man that Hasselbeck had beaten.
They'd have scored there. It would have been real trouble.
The man in the ball game is Roland Hooks for Joe Cribbs. And he picks up a couple. Julie Adams, the right defensive end, with a little help from the inside linebacker on the left side, Bob Golick.
Good story.
And that ends the first period. So, we have completed 15 minutes of play. It is New England over Buffalo, 7-3.
For whatever you need, take the first step. The Bell System Yellow Pages.
For the food after my baby walked down the aisle.
For the photographer who told us all to smile.
We took the very first step. For this chauffeur limousine.
And a honeymoon that's simply a dream. We took the very first step.
The first step puts you steps ahead, saves time, money, energy. So let your fingers do the walking.
It's the very first step. The first step.
I have found my new car. The Chrysler LeBaron series for 1982. LeBaron combines high mileage and luxury. The coupe even has a Mark Cross interior available. And no other car has front-wheel drive, luxury, and seat 6 at so surprising a price. Lee Iacocca's dream to combine high mileage and luxury is a reality. The 1982 Chrysler LeBaron series, they are like no other cars in America, Europe, or Japan. My new car.
Off the white-bellied jet that lands me to a hotel that understands me. I've got business and I'm on the road again. Feeling the pressure mounting on me, counting the people counting on me. Competition like I can't remember when. And you can reach me at the Hilton. Just call me at the Hilton and we'll get down to your business right away.
When American business hits the road, American business stops at Hilton. America's business.
Take a look at other scores around the league on this, the 12th week of the National Football League season. Pittsburgh over Cleveland 12-3 now. Sidney Thornton a 3-yard run.
Trout's missing all the field goal, extra points there.
I tell you. Play action to Hooks, and down goes Ferguson. I'm sure they're going to whistle him down. That new quick whistle this year in the league, trying to save a few quarterbacks. John Lee was right in there on top of him.
You know, I think John Brochart, his offensive left guard, stepped on his foot and tripped it.
Philadelphia over the New York Giants now. We wondered a minute ago how much longer that 3-0 lead for New York would hold up. Ron Jaworski to Keith Crawford, the tight end, 6 yards. Over in Chicago, Detroit leads the Bears on a 24-yard field goal by Ed Murray. Boy, Ed Murray will never kick a bigger field goal than he did last week.
Hey, he had a little extra help, though, Phil.
That's right. Tampa Bay over Green Bay, 10-0. He had the 12th man on the field. I'll be talking about that one for a long time to come. Third in a bundle. Ferguson with the wind at his back. Wide open, Frank Lewis. Frank Lewis, a pickup of 30 yards, a first down out at the 47, 48-yard line.
When you got 3rd and 17, you got a receiver who's got 55 catches, leads the league in, or leads the AFC in total yards. Who do you go to? Of course, Frank Lewis. And at 34 years old, I love him. He's been playing for a long, long time. What a great athlete. His coach at Grambling says he's the finest athlete he has ever seen in his life. And that is quite a statement from Eddie Robinson there.
Roosevelt leaks, twists and turns. Good lead block by Joe Devlin. Bob Golick is there to bring him down. Well, I'll tell you, talk about Grambling's coach calling Frank Lewis the best athlete who's ever played there. Eddie Robinson has seen a few great athletes at that school.
I think so. Yeah, it seemed like every time I lined up a wide receiver in the NFL, there was a Grambling cornerback across from me.
You knew you were in trouble.
Yes, oh yes.
You ever think about changing positions where you wouldn't have to see that many?
Yes, I changed it right up here in the booth. This is the safest place. Can't cover me up here.
There's the man we're talking about, Frank Lewis, 6'1", 196 in his 11th year. On 2nd and 6, sideline. The man they're looking for is Jerry Butler, and he bobbles it going out of bounds. And look at Butler, he can't believe it.
Okay, there's a real fine line there, Phil. He was knocked out of bounds. I don't think both feet came in, but the rule says if the cornerback hits you and knocks you out of bounds so that you don't get your feet down, it should be a reception. We get a closer look. I'd hate to wear one of those striped shirts anyway. It's such a tough call. No, I think he had a chance to get his feet down. Good call.
It was a real good call. His other foot was going to come down out of bounds anyway in the judgment of the official. Now you take a look at Chuck Knox.
Interesting. Buffalo's throwing the football now, the wind at their back, and they didn't throw it but once or twice when they had the wind in their face.
Now they're 4th in the NFL in passing. Pacone in motion. Ferguson from the shotgun. Now he's scrambling. He's got some running room. And he is covered there by Keith Lee, but not before Mr. Ferguson picks up a first down. His fans love it. A 16-yard pickup.
One of the things that scares defenses in the National Football League is a quarterback will tuck it under his arm and run. You cannot defend against the pass, the running back's running the ball, and the quarterback running. Now, most quarterbacks paid a lot of money, and coaches don't like to see them run, and you'll see at the end of the play where he hook slides to make sure he doesn't get hurt. But that's the one thing you cannot defense. You can't defense against a running quarterback.
You know, Don Shula, one of the great philosophizers in the league, actually likes David Woodley to run, which is very unusual. Rollout. He's got a man. It is the tight end, Mark Bremer, and he has a first down at the 11-yard line. Roland James is there to roll him down.
I said at the beginning of the show that Joe Cribbs, and that was a 20-yard gain by Bremer, was one of the reasons that this Buffalo offense had come to life over the last couple of years. This young man right here is helping too. You've got to throw to the tight end to open your wide receivers. And really, Reuben Gant was not a threat here with Buffalo the past couple of years. Bremer has become a threat.
1st and 10, the ball at the 13. Buffalo trying to get the lead here. They trail 7-3. Leaks inside the 10, near the 8. Steve Nelson and Bob Golick bring him down.
You know, it's nice to have a 225-pound running back when the weather out there is 20 degrees. Linebackers tend to go, should I take him head on? Or should I jump on his back and let my teammates help me bring him down? It hurts down there when you take a big guy on.
You know, you talk a lot and you hear a lot, Mike, about weather being a factor. But cold can be equally as a factor.
Oh, yes, it can. I spent a lot of days with my hands in my pants as a wide receiver.
I hear that. 2nd and 5, the ball at the 8. It is Roland Hooks. He is near the 5. Joe Cribbs still sitting down with the bruised ribs. Roland Hooks is a guy who really has only carried the ball coming into this game 18 times this year. He has had some great games for these Bulls.
Oh, yes. I remember one year he filled in for O.J. Simpson against these same Patriots at Foxborough, and he gained over 100 yards, and they upset the Patriots. Then he had a game here against Cincinnati where he touched the ball 5 times, scored 4 touchdowns, and went over 100 yards.
3rd and 2. The ball now at the 5. Leaks. And he'll get nothing. The Patriots stack him up.
New England knew it was coming, Phil. He's had a big day. They had the key on him.
Now the Bills fans want the Buffalo Bills to go for it. Chuck Knox says, no, let's get the semi-sure 3.
Never come away with no points. That's the cardinal rule for coaches, especially this early in the game.
I'm going to mention particularly this early. Tony McGee is a little bit slow down there. The medical staff of the Patriots come out to take a look at Tony. As you take a look at number 17, Matt Robinson, who will put it down for Mr. Mickemeyer. Matt Robinson in his 5th year out of Georgia. I remember when he beat the Florida Gators in the Florida-Georgia game. It seems like the Bulldogs always find a way to beat Florida.
Yeah, he was the designated passer for Georgia. Those days he come in, you knew he was going to throw. Yeah, he had some tough times in New York, then in Denver. Nice of Chuck Knox to pick him up. He hadn't played much here.
Man you're looking at is Tony McGee. Appears to have some sort of a leg injury. Pardon me.
No, it is McGee, but now John Lee's going to have to play. We talked about his stamina. That could be a factor later on in the game.
He has not played it down in the regular season. Don't forget, coming up right when this one's over, we're going to go to New York. What a game that one's going to be. Interestingly enough, if the Jets can beat Miami, they'll be tied for first place in the AFC East. And if Buffalo wins here today against the Patriots, it's a half-game spread.
Absolutely right, Phil. So this doubleheader that the people here will see are very, very important in the AFC East standings.
There you see those standings. The only teams that are out of it, New England and Baltimore.
And who'd have believed the Jets after an 0-3 start?
Michael's in a lot of heat. Richard Todd was under a lot of pressure, a lot of criticism.
And they go 6-1-1 in their next 8 games.
I'll tell you, the guys you got to feel sorry for, Ronnie Earhart and Mike McCormick. You know, Earhart a year ago, Mike, had a team, when they met here, these two teams met here a year ago, New England leading by a game, Buffalo in second place. What a difference a year.
Strange league, this NFL.
This one will be a 28-yarder for Nick Mickemeyer. Robinson puts it down, and Mickemeyer drills it. So for the second time today, Buffalo has converted on a field goal. They still trail with 9:27 to play in the first half, 7-6.
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
The people here in California know their beer. In fact, beer is a big part of their Oktoberfest. Schlitz, please. And for our master brewer, the final test is a beer drinker's taste.
I think Schlitz tastes a little better than Bud. It's nice and mellow. I like it. I'm impressed. This Schlitz really tastes good.
Mr. Sellinger, I'll go with your Schlitz.
I knew you would.
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
United announces great low prices on complete Hawaii vacation packages. Prices that bring Hawaii closer from the East Coast, closer from the Midwest, closer from every city United serves. United, once-in-a-lifetime prices for a once-in-a-lifetime vacation.
The stretch drive for playoff contention continues as Denver takes on San Diego, number 1 and number 2 in the AFC West. The surprising Bengals looking to rise from last place to a division title battle of Browns, and the New York Jets in a must-win against the Colts next Sunday.
You wonder what Shane Nelson is doing now? Right there he is.
I wouldn't doubt it either. He's that kind of cheerleader. I've been impressed with the front seven for New England. They've been the problem all year for this club, and they've held them to 2 field goals.
It is taken by Paul Dombrowski. And he's out across the 30-yard line. Look at this guy go. Paul Dombrowski. Can you believe it? He's a cornerback. Same from the Kansas City Chiefs just about a week and a half ago. Mike Humiston finally brings him down, a 20-yard return. Paul Dombrowski probably hasn't fielded a kickoff in a while.
The defensive backfield coach for New England had Dombrowski in Kansas City. Now he switches to New England. Kansas City again tried to sneak Dombrowski back on without using their move off injured reserve. His old coach picked him up in about a minute.
It's interesting how that works. I'd like to get into that when we have time about how this waiver system works. On the I formation, it is Collins, and he is stacked up. And he coughed up the football.
Was down in the pile. No, it was hard to tell, but I saw some blue shirts jumping around pointing the other way.
Sherman White is the man. 10th-year man out of the University of California. Let's take a look at it from this angle.
Oh, Collins just got to be sick. Playing in front of all of his fans here. He's put the ball on the ground twice. There it comes out. You can see it perfectly. Villapiano's trying to grab it. Who gets it in there?
Sherman White.
Sherman White. You're absolutely right.
A big turnover. And that has plagued the Patriots all year.
Always at the wrong time a turnover happens.
Little play action number. Ferguson rolling right, being harassed. And he throws for his tight end. That is Mark Brammer. And he cannot hold on. The man harassing him was the 59, Mike Hawkins.
That was a great athletic move by Joe to get away from Hawkins. It looked like he had a hold of his jersey. Joe pulled away, but it shook him up just enough to throw out the timing to Brammer, who was wide open.
Word from the Patriot bench. Their defensive end, Tony McGee, has a knee problem. And they do not know at this point whether he will return.
John Lee had better suck it up, as we used to say.
That's right.
If he's not in shape, he's going to be in for a long day.
Strap it on, Johnny. 2nd and 10. Ball at the 33. Again, Ferguson trying to take advantage of the wind. Throws the sideline pattern. Intended receiver, Jerry Butler. Good coverage there by a linebacker, Rod Schote. And Roland James was there.
That's Rod Schote's forte, covering those backs and receivers out of the backfield. He's got great quickness. Doesn't play the run that well.
Take a look at a few scores around the league. The Giants, look at this one. Uh-oh, could it happen? It's happening in Philadelphia. Leon Wright, a 1-yard touchdown run, 10-7. Giants. New Orleans over Houston 7-0. Here at Rich Stadium, it is 3rd and 10. A shotgun for the Bills. The Patriots counter with 5 defensive backs. Lou Picone in motion.
He's looking for Lewis.
Right over the middle. Puffs it up. Jerry Butler with the reception, and they worked that play to perfection. That's one you know they practiced, Mike. Lou Picone falls on it.
Well, Ferguson looks off the defense by looking for Lewis. Now he gets Butler on the underneath coverage. Tuck it away, Jerry, and it's poked out of his hands. And Lou Picone at the right place at the right time. Lou Picone, good friend of our Mike Adamle in the old days at the Jets. He's a great special teams player. Has come in now because Ron Jesse's hurt, and he makes a great play there.
1st and 10. First man through is Roosevelt Leaks. He gets a yard. Steve Nelson is there. That booing you heard a minute ago was not booing. They were yelling Lou for a backup wide receiver. He is quite a guy here in the Buffalo area. He's got his own radio show. How many backup wide receivers can say that?
Not many, except me. I was a backup all my life.
It is 2nd down, 8 yards, the ball on the 11-yard line. Following the big turnover, the fumble by Tony Collins. Buffalo trailing by a point. It is 7-6, 7:33 to play in the 2nd quarter. Play action. They'll go for the touchdown, wide open. Oh, no. Roland Hooks, shame on you. So it'll be 3rd and 8. Let's go to New York. Studio 6A and Bryant Gumbel.
Phil, in Cincinnati, the Broncos are trying to come back against the Bengals, trailing 14-0. They've got to do it without Craig Morton. He's out with a shoulder injury. DeBerg has just completed a 42-yarder to Steve Watson, but the Bronx trail 14-low. Phil?
Thank you very much for that update.
Here's a look at something that an old receiver doesn't like to talk about. A wide open running back in the end zone. Hit him in a bad place, as the old cliche says, right between the numbers, right in the hands.
They'll go from the shotgun. In motion, Roland Hooks. On 3rd and 8. Going right back to him. Sanford, I'll tell you, Mike, if there's ever a way you're going to pump up a guy's ego after dropping a touchdown pass, that is the way to do it. Come right back and hit him again.
Veteran quarterback's call. If a guy drops one on you, give him another chance, because he'll lose his confidence if you forget about him. So why not go back to him? If he drops it a second time, then you can forget about him. But he didn't. And Roland Hooks has been around a long time. You know he felt bad about dropping the wide open touchdown pass. And Ferguson, he's been around long enough to know that Hooks isn't going to get him twice. So he goes right back to him and gets 6.
Now you just saw from that angle, Roland Hooks put his helmet right into Rick Sanford's rib cage underneath the right arm. And I've got to believe that is the problem. So Rick Sanford with a possible rib injury. Joe Cribbs is already sitting down. Watch the hit right here. He lowers his helmet, look right under the arm. Boom.
Phil, I really and truly believe that part of the uniform for every player in the next couple of years will be those rib pads that protect you. It's just been a terrible injury in the NFL this year.
Now that touchdown by Buffalo is the first in 7 quarters. Dallas shut him out. St. Louis.
Denver kept him to 3 field goals.
We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
WBZ TV, Channel 4, Boston.
Phil Stone and Mike Hafner at a very, very cool Rich Stadium in Buffalo, New York. They say the temperatures are in the low 30s. Now the snow flurries are starting once again. When I first heard I was coming to Buffalo, first word I had was that prepare for a snow emergency. They were expecting the heavy stuff coming in out of Canada.
Yes. Well, Minnesota got it. I think instead I saw some news footage from NBC where it was piled up pretty good.
Ooh. Nick Mickemeyer on for the 3rd time this afternoon. He has already booted a pair of field goals, both of the 28-yard variety. Matt Robinson puts it down. It is perfect. 7 minutes, 20 seconds to play in the first half. It is Buffalo 12, New England 7.
We're Exxon. We're Andy Caldor, heading a team of Exxon scientists who use lasers to unlock energy secrets that could never be revealed before. We're Richard Hall, creating chemical reactions with light to make future energy production more efficient. We're Carmel Meyer, conducting research that may one day make American energy more plentiful and less costly. We're more than 100,000 people working on energy. We're Exxon.
MCS, stereo for the senses. See the beauty of MCS. Touch the precision controls. Hear incredible sound. Feel it move you to a realm beyond. The MCS 60-watt system with receiver and speakers is on sale at $599.85. Save $380. See it, touch it, hear it, feel it. MCS, stereo for the senses. Only at JCPenney.
Join host Dick Enberg and Merlin Olsen for a Thanksgiving Day spectacular. It's the Battle of the Running Backs as powerhouse Billy Sims and the hungry Detroit Lions take on speedster Joe Delaney and the Kansas City Chiefs. Turkey and NFL football Thursday on NBC.
Buffalo, 6 plays, 33 yards, an 11-yard scoring pass from Ferguson to Roland Hooks. It is now 13-7 Bills. And 2 costly turnovers for the Patriots thus far. Nick Mickemeyer with the wind at his back. At the 13-yard line, it is Ken Toller. He almost drops the ball at the 26-yard line. Lou Picone is there to bring him down.
With 7:12 to go in this second quarter, this is an important drive for New England. When you're 2-9, you sit around, wait for the roof to cave in on you. They got the turnover, the fumble by Collins. Now they're going out there saying, oh, no, here we go again. It could be 2-10. This drive is very, very important if New England wants to stay in this game.
2 tight ends now for the New England Patriots. It is important to keep reminding you the wind is blowing at about an 18 to 20 mile an hour clip right into the face of Matt Cavanaugh. So don't look for the Patriots to put it in the air a whole lot.
That's why they got 2 tight ends.
Yeah. They're going to do it right here.
Now, make us look bad, Matt.
Johnson is there to bring him down. Matt Cavanaugh didn't waste any time making us look bad.
No, but he paid for it, Phil. It wasn't a very good idea. I had to set up the running plays there.
2nd down and about 19 yards. Here's one for you. Cincinnati has just regained the lead over the Denver Broncos. Rob Lytle, a 5-yard touchdown run. The battle of the division leaders.
Denver doesn't play well on AstroTurf.
2nd down and 18, the ball on the 19. And Cavanaugh, watch this screen. And he throws it away. And there was nobody there. Yes, there was. It was Cunningham in the vicinity. Darrell Irvin with good pressure on Cavanaugh. They were looking for a screen. It didn't appear as if the Patriots set it up well at all.
Didn't work. Buffalo smelled it out. One of the things Chuck Heberling, the referee, has to do is judge here if he threw the ball away to avoid a loss. Doesn't make any difference if there was a receiver there or not, but it looked like it was close enough so he couldn't call it. Plus, New England's having a tough enough time anyway. I think Chuck's easing up on him at 2-9.
Cunningham has just checked out of the ball game. Andy Johnson is back in, and we called his number once before.
I think he'll throw the ball to him this time. He's a great receiver on 3rd down.
Robertson brings Andy Johnson down in the backfield. They'll lose a couple of more.
Well, he proved us wrong with the running play, but I'm certain he should have thrown it instead of running it. And Butch proved it.
Well, he didn't want to put the ball up with the wind in his face, but I wonder if the punt's much better.
Camarillo has been their savior as the punter. They've gone through quite a few in New England in the last 4 or 5 years. But he's got his Work cut out for him with that win.
And it's an end-over-end job. And boys, it is Shorty. He gets the good bounce. But still, the ball will only carry out to the New England 44-yard line. Again, Buffalo in excellent field position. Tell you how strong that wind is? A 29-yard punt. We'll be back in just a moment.
Quality and value in a new American car, you must be joking. Unfortunately, to many Americans with responsibilities, it's no joke. Plymouth, yes, Plymouth is changing that with the new Reliant K. The highest mileage 6-passenger front-wheel drive car in America. Firm, quiet, built with advanced technology. And not a penny more than 81. The American way to get your money's worth.
Gotcha. Out of action. Get the twin action Norelco Rotatrack rechargeable razor. Inside 3 floating heads. Twin action grips and raises hair up, then razors hair off, closer than ever, without mixing cuts or soap and water. The twin action Norelco Rotatrack rechargeable, because for close shaves,
there's no action like twin action.
Saturday on NBC Sports World, you'll see the superstars of ice skating, including Ty Babylonia and Randy Gardner, Robin Cousins, Peggy Fleming, and Dorothy Hamill in the World Pro Figure Skating Championships. All of that and more on Sports World next Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on NBC. Rolling hooks. Picks up a couple. Joe Devlin getting out in front of hooks. Ray Hamilton is there to bring him down. A little help from the inside linebacker on the left side, Bob Golick. There you see it. 5:24 to play in the first half. It is 13-7. Buffalo taking advantage of 2 costly Patriot fumbles.
The Bills can really put pressure on New England with any kind of points here. Right now, New England could take over the lead with a touchdown and an extra point, even get a field goal here, put some 2 scores down, and the roof caving a little bit more.
Ferguson with time. Drops it over the middle to Hooks. And good open field tackle right there on the near side by Bob Golick, second-year man out of Fighting Irish country.
What problems the Patriots have had with their linebackers, Steve Nelson, their main man.
Look at this one. Ed Murray, and Ed Murray some more. 24, 23, and 49 yards away. And what is miraculous about it is he's doing it today with only 11 men on his side.
Oh, that tells you something, huh? Look at the time of possession, Phil. 17 minutes to a little under 5 minutes.
Isn't that incredible? 3rd and 4, Buffalo with 5 of 9 third down conversions. In motion, the tight end, Mark Brammer. Ferguson, right over the middle. And it is knocked incomplete. Rick Sanford on the coverage. Lou Pacone just not tall enough. 5'9", 175 pounds, out of West Liberty State.
Every once in a while, those free agents sneak in on you.
West Liberty State, I believe, is in Oregon.
Sounds right.
West Virginia. We were close.
Wrong side of the country, but...
4th down and 4. The ball at the 38. Greg Cater will kick it away. And barring a great return by Stanley Morgan, New England will be pinned deep in its own end again. Oh, Morgan whistles for the fair catch, and it bounces into the end zone. A touchback. The Patriots will have the ball at the 20-yard line. A 38-yard kick. 3 minutes, 58 seconds to play here in the first half. It is Buffalo 13, the Patriots 7.
The criteria for a compact copier of a different sort. It's here, the Canon NP210. A fixed copy board saves space. 21 letter-size copies a minute saves time. Copies up to ledger size. The Canon NP210 even has its own optional mini sorter. The economical Canon NP210. A compact copier of a different sort. Call toll-free for information or contact your authorized Canon dealer.
From the people who brought you the Workmate comes the incredible bench top. You can put it on a table or clamp it to a chair or use it on the roof or almost anywhere. It goes up in the attic or the basement down below. There's almost no place the bench top won't go. Black & Decker's benchtop workmate portable work center and vacs. It turns the whole world into a workshop.
This is Bryant Gumbel in New York. In Cincinnati, the Broncos have dented the scoreboard for the first time on a 5-yard touchdown run by Rob Lytle. It's 14-7, but the Bengals are inside the 5 and threatening to score again. Let's go back to Buffalo.
Thank you very much, Bryant Gumbel, Phil Stone, and Mike Hafner here at Rich Stadium. I'll tell you, the Bengals certainly have to be the surprise team in the AFC.
A lot of people picked them for last place.
2 tight ends now for the Patriots, Hasselbeck and Lynn Dawson. The give is to Cunningham. Boy, the Buffalo defense doing just an outstanding job now on the Patriot running backs, really teeing off on him. Sherman White there on the stop.
You know what happens is they play pass, so they get good penetration. Look at Tampa Bay. Oh, Bart.
Bye-bye. You wonder how that can happen. You got a guy like Lynn Dickey and wide receivers like James Lofton and John Jefferson, and you're shut out.
Yep. Shouldn't happen.
Come on.
Maybe they're not used to that warm weather down there.
3 minutes, 20 seconds. The clock is turning. Again, it is Cunningham, and a flag goes down. And it went down in the area where it could very easily be holding against the Patriots.
We called it. There's Chuck Heberling grabbing that wrist. One thing that I dislike in the NFL is holding on a running play. Why hold on a running play? You got great running backs who can make a move without a block. On pass plays, I understand it. And on a running play, there's no reason to hold anybody. Running backs can do 4.40s. They can get out of the way of big, slow linemen. And you should not hold on a running game.
You know, I think officials, Mike, could throw holding calls on virtually every play. Let's take a listen to Chuck Heberling and see who the guilty party was. Embarrass him in front of millions.
Players don't like those microphones, but fans do.
Holding offense, number 58, second down.
And there's the man. We'll take a look at it. He's the center.
Pete Brock. It's a running play, Pete. You know better than that. He's out of Colorado.
Man he's holding is the nose tackle, big Fred Smerlis.
7 defensive backs, Phil.
Second and 20. The ball in the 10 now.
You got the nickel, the dime, and the what? Quarter?
Vegas Ferguson with running room. He's still on his feet out near the 20-yard line before he is shoved out of bounds there. Mario Clark was over there to push him out. They picked up about 9 yards. It'll still be 3rd down. Well, they could pick up of about 7.
Patriots, they're back against the wall trying to find something. And they haven't found it yet except for Andy Johnson's pass.
Well, I'll tell you, I have seen the Patriots a few times this year. There you see the time remaining in the first half, 3:09. It is 13-7 Buffalo. Their problem, they've been their worst enemies. I mean, it's as simple as that.
Most of the time the other team doesn't beat you. You beat yourself.
39 turnovers so far this year. Ferguson. And flags are down, whistles are blowing. Ken Johnson, the defensive end for the Buffalo Bills, is swinging his fist at somebody. Well, I'll tell you, take a look at Rich Stadium here in Buffalo. Let's take a listen and see what the call is.
There is no play. Delay of the game. 5 yards, number 12.
Oh, I'll tell you, when it's going bad, it really goes bad for the New England Patriots.
Everything they try is wrong. And yet, on the game plan and the paper, day before the game, everything looks great.
Looks like a winner. Starting to talk about these fans here in Buffalo. I'll tell you, you've got to be die-hard football fans to sit out in the elements here. We're not talking a dome stadium here in Buffalo.
It was supposed to be. That's a touchy subject in this town, too. Let's leave it where it is.
Let a sleeping dog lie, as they say. Coming to the bottom of your screen is Stanley Morgan, 3rd and 18. Ferguson. And you wonder how in the world the Patriots can justify running the ball on 3rd and 18.
You can't. I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean, if you came here to win a football game. You didn't come here to have a nice afternoon or make a good showing. When you're 2-9, you go for it. What the heck? I mean, if you could beat 38-0 or 7-0, what's the difference?
Now Camarillo is on now to kick it away on 4th and 13. Yeah, right against the wind. It's a pretty good one. Roland Hooks will try and grab it at the 45. Now he thinks better of it. Now they down it at the 46. Not a bad punt at all, considering you've got a very, very stiff wind blowing in your face. 38 yards. Tonight on NBC, it's Bob Hope's Stand Up and Cheer for the National Football League's 60th year. Boy, it seems hard to believe they've been playing football that long. What a comedy all-star lineup. Elizabeth Taylor, Olivia Newton-John, Susan Anton, Roger Staubach, O.J. will be there, George Allen and Dick Butkus, and many, many more. Football and Laughs with Bob Hope tonight at 8 Eastern Time on NBC.
He really does a good job making fun of all of us NFLers.
Oh, he does. Roland Hooks picks up about 4 yards across the left side out near the 48-yard line. Bob Golick is there to roll him down. You know, year in and year out, he does a marvelous job with athletes in terms of exchanging lines.
I remember he used to introduce the college all-star team, or the All-American team.
Right.
And just have them laying on the floor.
So there is a timeout. And while they take a timeout at the 2-minute warning, we will too. 13-7, Buffalo leads it.
I'm Coleco's head-to-head electronic football. And I'm Mattel's football, too. I'm a one-player game, and I'm a two-player game. I'm only a one-player game. I've got a big playing field. Mine is smaller. I control my pass receivers. I can't. I've got running and passing formations. I just have one formation. I control my blockers. Blockers?
Get Coleco head-to-head football with real two-player action. Why settle for less?
No bull control, Alex Karras. Getting me up.
Drop in for a drink, Alex.
I'll have a beer.
Bull.
Bull? Once with a bull's enough.
No, the Schlitz Malt Liquor Bull. It's got more taste than beer. In fact, once you taste it, you may never go back to beer.
This is one bull I don't mind going head over heels for.
No one does it like the bull.
Tuesday, a retarded girl races to save the orphanage.
I'm gonna win.
Father Murphy. Then a powerful stranger uses Sam's ex-wife on Flamingo Road.
Now you take a look at what it takes to survive on a football Sunday in Buffalo. An update from Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. Kenny Anderson, a 2-yard touchdown run. The Bengals starting to step it out now over the Broncos, 21-7, with about a minute and a half left before halftime.
See if the Bills go for it here, or they're just going to run out the clock.
2nd and 6. They're going to go for it. I like that they're back. Hooks is brought down by Bob Golick, but not before he penetrates the Patriot 40-yard line. And you can better believe the Buffalo Bills will call a timeout after that gain of 12 yards. Get that clock stopped. Let's get some points on the board, gentlemen, before we have to risk having the wind in our face for the 3rd period.
Yes. Good, very, very good point.
Well, you take a look at that flag unfurling. It is really coming. A minute 53 to play. There you take a look.
You can read it, Bill. Hieroglyphics 153.
1st and 10. The ball spotted at the 38. Ferguson to put it up again. Hooks again, and he throws it out of bounds. Yeah, that was a good choice. Ray Claiborne was right there on the coverage. And that shows you the discipline of Joe Ferguson. He knew his man was covered. Risk drilling it in there. Boom, get rid of it.
It wasn't a bad pass. That was a smart pass. Don't throw interceptions in the last 2 minutes.
Don't forget, coming up at halftime, all the scores, the highlights with Bryant Gumbel on the NFL Report. On this, the 12th weekend of NFL football. What a year it has been.
I think Mr. Rozelle would like to see everyone finish 8-8 and then get a blister on his finger from flipping coins to see who goes in the playoffs.
Good call. Minute 48 to play. 2nd and 10. Ferguson. Hooks wide open again. And he dives ahead. Pickup of about 9 yards on the play. Rod Choate was there on the coverage. But they could not deny Mr. Hooks the catch. Clock continues to run. A minute 30, a minute 29.
Now, Joe, let the clock run, not use his timeouts. Why get a score here and then allow the Patriots to come back and even get a field goal? You want the momentum going in at halftime.
Buster Barnett, a tight end, has come into the ball game to replace Jerry Butler, who comes out.
They're going for it. The running play on short yardage, and then Joe might call a timeout.
Or have a couple of plays called. Hooks. He's got the first down at the 26-yard line. And now they'll stop it. You were exactly right. With 58 seconds to play. And Ferguson comes over to the near sideline.
People always wonder what they talk about over there. I've been in that meeting a couple of times. What he'll do, he'll throw out 4 or 5 suggestions. He's got an assistant coach next to him. He's got the quarterback on the field. You get everybody's suggestions. Then Chuck Knox will filter it out, take the 1 or 2 best plays. But most of the time they talk about, you've got so many timeouts left. This play may take this much time. You want to think about a timeout after this kind of play. It's not so much the play calling, because you run the 2-minute drill and practice hundreds and hundreds of times. You know exactly what plays you'll use. The most important thing is conserving the time how you want to use it, and that's what they specifically talk about. It's not any trick play that they throw in.
Don't forget, coming up as soon as we're finished here, that one right there, the second half of today's NFL doubleheader. The Miami Dolphins are in New York to face the Jets in the battle for first place in the AFC East.
And if Richard Todd's healthy, that could be one whale of a football game.
First and 10. Ferguson went for his tight end, Mark Kramer, and a flag is down. A flag is down, and I gotta believe it is holding Buffalo, and that'll really back them up. That's something you don't want to do.
Yeah, that's the one penalty that takes you out of field goal range, stops your momentum. Not good.
Now you look at Chuck Knox.
One thing a lot of fans forget about, though, a lot of times when the guy holds, it should have been holding, because he could get his quarterback killed, and it's better to take 10 yards now and grab the guy's jersey than have Ferguson laying on the sidelines with cracked ribs or a separated shoulder.
Let's listen to Chuck Heberling.
Holding, offense, number 72, first down.
Ken Jones whistled for the holding penalty. Oh, you talked about holding and keeping your quarterback from getting sacked. Ferguson has only been sacked 7 times all year.
And he pays his offensive linemen some money when they go unsackable. Maybe that's why they're holding, huh? They need the extra dough.
Hamilton jumped. Flags are down. 3 down. Go for it. Hooks has the football. And he dives inside the 30-yard line. Rod Schode is there to bring him down. It's got to be encroachment or offside against Hamilton.
Ferguson surprised me a little bit there. Maybe he thought that the offense jumped because he didn't go for the pass over the middle that usually gets picked off when you got a free down.
Motion, 48, offside.
He knew what we didn't know.
Offset, chain down.
Oh, they're going to call it against both of them.
One jumped and the other one pulled him off. So Ferguson was smart. Don't throw the interception there. It might cost you. He didn't know about the penalty on the other side.
It is now second down and 20. The ball on the 36. 46 seconds to play as Buffalo, with a 6-point lead, is trying to add to that before they take a break to get warm.
Joe wants field goal range. That's what he's looking for now, not the touchdown.
Right over the middle. Oh, and it's almost picked up. It is almost picked up. Mike Hawkins is the man who wearing the gloves, and you wonder if those gloves hinder you when you're trying to, if it slips a little bit. You can't wear stickum anymore. You cannot even put adhesives on gloves anymore.
When I played, my coach wouldn't let me wear gloves. Of course, now the new gloves, the way they're developed, you don't really need the stickum. The nice kid glove leather holds the ball fairly well. But I always like to have that touch on the ends of the fingers. It was just some feeling that you could catch the ball better when you got the skin to the ball instead of a glove.
Lou Picone is checked into the ball game. 3 wide receivers now. It is second down and 20. In motion, Roland Hooks. Blitz. And he's going for it. The man he was looking for was number 80, Jerry Butler. And boy, the Patriots were coming.
It's Joe Ferguson here. This is the charge of the Light Brigade coming at him. One of the ways to stop the shotgun from being effective is throw everybody but the kitchen sink at him. He had to get rid of it too soon. And Keith Lee, whose career I watched at Colorado State as a quarterback, had a pretty good play there to keep it out of Butler's hands.
You see Butler grabbed Lee's face mask and jerked his head over top of him. So it is 3rd and 20. 36 seconds to play.
You know, I said Joe was going for field position. That time he had no choice. I mean, he had to throw the football right now because of the pressure. Here he might look for about 15 yards, Phil.
Here he might run a flag down. He's got a completion, Frank Lewis. And I'm going to tell you something. They're going to bring it back, Mike.
He called the play perfectly. Joe knew he needed to get him inside the 20, give Mickemeyer a chance. He called the perfect play. When he got Frank Lewis out there, who will go across the middle with great athletic ability. Look at Luke Picone, clear him out. Now Lewis across the middle, right in that 15-yard line, where's the perfect range for the field goal. Joe did all the right things except tell his offensive lineman not to grab somebody's shirt.
Boy, now you're way, way out. We'll try and get it for you. The guy carrying the marker now.
Illegal use of the hands, number 69, offense, laid down.
Remember why we said Conrad Dobler did not start the game? Crucial penalties. They got him right here. Cost him 3 points, or at least a chance at 3. I know Mickemeyer's good, but he isn't automatic.
It is now 3rd down, and listen to this. 3rd and 30.
3rd and a bunch, huh?
You heard it right. 3rd and 30. And the shotgun. Ferguson will have to unload a bunch here. Oh! A 26-yard pickup. Frank Lewis, what a catch, and he was really hit.
I'll tell you, Frank Lewis can play this game, even at 34 years old. He got him the big pass catch the time before, except for holding. Now take a look at Frank again. 82, Frank Lewis. Pittsburgh Steelers might want to have him back every time they get Swan or Stallworth hurt. Great concentration.
Claiborne bumped him off the line, didn't work.
Now they got that field goal range back that they had lost on the penalty on Dobler.
Well, Matt Robinson is on, as is Nick Mickemeyer. Nick Mickemeyer has been perfect thus far today.
Got the wind with him.
Wind to his back. I said Mickemeyer had been perfect. He is 2 for 3 today. Stand corrected.
Yeah, the wind got him going the other way.
Got him going the other way. From 38 yards out. And it got him again.
Ooh. He mishit that one. That didn't look very good coming off the foot.
And there you see the reaction of Nick Mickemeyer. So Buffalo moved the ball downfield. Frank Lewis with a 26-yard catch on 3rd and 30 brought him into field goal range. And there you see the dejection on the face of Nick Mickemeyer. Watch it here.
Mickemeyer didn't like it, and no, he didn't hit it well. See how the ankle turned on the down foot? That doesn't usually happen with a sidewinder. Look at him. He knew it. He knew it as soon as he hit it. He missed it.
By the way, that 26-yard catch by Lewis, he is now over 1,000 yards for the year. 1,007 yards.
For all you older athletes out there, cheer on.
Vegas Ferguson, running room across the left side. I'll tell you something. He took Charlie Romes on and just leveled him. And that'll be the last play of the first half. We are finished. We have completed 30 minutes of play. Buffalo has a 13-7 lead, and Mike, it has really been a story of the Patriots simply coughing up the football as they have done so often.
Tony Collins put the ball on the ground twice, and they took care of him on that one touchdown by Hooks, and that's put the game out of really the Patriots' reach.
7-2.
What a difference a year makes. And another point too is New England hadn't been blown out all year, and 13-7 is not a blowout.
Joe Ferguson, coming into today's game, had been intercepted 8 times in the last 2 games. He has not thrown an interception yet. Look at this one. Coming up right when this one's over, we'll go to New York. Miami and the New York Jets, the battle for first place in the AFC East. If the Jets can win that one and Buffalo holds on and wins this one here, the Bills will be a half game behind both the Jets and the Miami Dolphins, who will be tied. Mickemeyer puts his foot to it, drills a good one. It is Collins. And Ken Johnson almost nailed him at the 22-yard line. Curtis Brown finally gets him down. Good return by Tony Collins, a 28-yard return to be exact. They'll spot the ball out near the 32-yard line.
You know, it's rare to have your starting running back returning kickoffs, too. But I kind of like it, especially at the opening of the game or the second half when you're receiving and going right onto offense. He might get his blood pumping, and the first play from scrimmage might be a 30-yard run instead of a 3-yard run.
First and 10, Patriots trail by 6. A little confusion in the backfield. It is Vegas Ferguson, who was nailed by the defensive end, 6'5", 250 pounds, Sherman White.
The running and passing game is a matter of timing. If you mess up the timing, the defense usually takes advantage.
There you look at big number 83. No gain on the play whatsoever. Second down and 10. Ken Toller has replaced Harold Jackson now. One wide receiver spot for the Patriots. Stanley Morgan, the other wide receiver. Don Hasselbeck, the tight end.
One of the things that Tom Hoffman, the PR director for New England, said, watch for the young guys slipping in the second half.
Cunningham, right over right tackle, picked up a couple. Offensive line for the Patriots remains unchanged at the start of the second half. Jordan, Kreider, Brock, Hanna, and Holloway. Running back Sam Cunningham, Vegas Ferguson. Now Andy Johnson is back in the game. Cunningham leaves. Third down and 6. 6 defensive backs now for the Buffalo Bills. The shotgun. Kavanaugh's got a man. It is Hasselbeck, and he is hit. He's out close to the first down, and I think he got it, Mike.
That's complete to Hasselbeck. Old special teams players like me always knew when it was going to be a first down or fourth down and punt, because you had to go into the special teams. He made it. He made the first down, I guarantee. I would have put my parka back on.
Well, it was not a particularly artistic pass, but it got there just the same.
Take a look at this. Yes, from the isolation. A good job of decoying the defensive back. 42.
Steve Freeman is right there.
Rod Cush got decoyed by Hasselbeck. He did an excellent job.
Ferguson tries the right side. And he moves it out near the midfield stripe. Phil Villapiano is there.
Ferguson carried.
Boy, it's hard to believe he's been out of Bowling Green State University for 11 years.
Yes, Phil was still playing when I was playing, which was 10 years ago.
There's the man we're talking about, number 41. So his greatest days, unquestionably, with the Oakland Raiders.
Had a serious knee injury, Phil, that almost ended his career. But he's such a great competitor that he rehabilitated the knee, and now he's back and helping this Buffalo team.
Second and 5. Cunningham runs it into Bills territory to the 47-yard line. Simpson was there to smother him under.
Interesting that Vegas Ferguson's getting the second half call at running back. Collins put the ball on the ground twice.
Well, Ferguson can flat out get it done, Mike. He's averaging over 4 yards a carry. He has not seen the football an awful lot, though, this year since Sam Cunningham has been back, and Tony Collins is having an outstanding year.
You got a running back with over 700 yards at this point in the season. You got to play him until he plays himself out of the position, and he did that in the first half.
Well put. Third down, less than a yard. 4 down linemen now for the Buffalo Bills. It is Cunningham, and he's going to be awfully close. Rod Cush came up to shut it down from his strong safety position.
First down. That's what they paid Cunningham to do. Make those short. Remember at USC, that's where he got Sam Bam. He'd take off at about the 3-yard line and land somewhere up in the third row of the end zone seats.
He was incredible. He's a guy who played fullback at USC, a position that doesn't get a lot of notoriety at that university.
Yes, you've done a few specials in the Heisman Award. There are a few SC tailbacks that carried that one home.
And a fourth who was about to win it. Ferguson. And he's got 3 yards on the play. Talking about USC and
What a Fiesta Bowl. Hello.
What a Fiesta Bowl.
A couple of pretty good running backs. Kurt Warner isn't too bad from Penn State. And, of course, you also saw Marcus Allen beat my alma mater yesterday. I had to mention that.
Yes, he did. And there you take a look at the bowl games. Penn State and USC, the Rose Bowl, Iowa and Washington. Okay, the Orange Bowl, Clemson and Nebraska.
Now, don't pass over Iowa. I was born in Waterloo.
I know, you were born in Waterloo. Second down and 8. Ball, 43-yard line. Again, Cunningham is into Buffalo's secondary. A first down at the 33-yard line. Bill Simpson has seen a lot of Sam Bam this afternoon.
And when defensive backs start making tackles in the backfield, you know they got a problem. There's a 10-yard gain by Sam Bam. And what a big drive this is for New England. They can be right back in the football game very shortly if the Bills let them in.
11-yard gain. Buffalo leads at 13-7. 9:55 to play. New England took the second half kickoff, and this is the first drive of the second half. Cunningham again. This time he'll be lucky to gain a yard. Isaiah Robertson. That's a guy you don't want to run into too often in the course of a day.
You know, the 4 linebackers in the 3-4 setup are very important. They channel the running backs to one man.
That is Bob Kreider.
And Phil Villapiano today, they've been kind of channeling everything to Phil. It's the key for the inside linebacker to make the tackles. Look at that. Keep the people off. Try to keep them off Villapiano. And there he is right in the middle to stack it up.
Now, Bob Kreider was under that pile, and while they tend to, we'll take a timeout. 9:30 to play in the third period.
How about Michelob Light for the winners? Sure. But we get mighty thirsty.
Would a bunch of guys really go at it this hard just for a beer? Well, consider it's Michelob Light, and that means a rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
Those guys could have beaten the Russians today. You think they'd play us for a Michelob Light?
Michelob Light. Compare the taste. STP, a big name in racing for nearly 20 years. STP oil treatment on the track in some of the world's most expensive engines. Around the track, around the world, every day, tens of thousands of people get STP oil treatment. Get it for your car. Satisfaction guaranteed. Around the track, around the world, STP oil treatment is #1.
The stretch drive for playoff contention continues as Denver takes on San Diego, #1 and #2 in the AFC West. The surprising Bengals looking to rise from last place to a division title battle of Browns. And the New York Jets in a must-win against the Colts next Sunday.
Well, there you get a look at Bob Kreider limping off the sidelines. Gary Petts, number 77, 9th year out of Valparaiso, is coming at right guard. Wide receivers, Morgan and Ken Toller. 2nd and 9. Ferguson. And I'll tell you, the New England Patriots are having a reasonable amount of success running the sweep patterns, Mike. Houston and New Orleans tied 10-all in the third period. Earl Campbell's got a touchdown on that one, a 1-yard run.
Homecoming for Bum Phillips. That's quite a game.
Isn't that something?
Sold out for about 2 weeks, I think.
I wonder who they're pulling for.
I know.
Louis is out in front of Baltimore, 14-10 in the second period.
Utility Bowl for Buffalo fans.
By the way, Curtis Dickey has a 36-yard touchdown run. Ferguson again. Oh.
Lucius Sanford, hello.
What a job Lucius Sanford did fighting off a block, an attempted block by Hasselbeck.
Look at this crowd. They love defense here.
Sanford on the stop. 4th down and 4, and that will most certainly bring on John Smith to try and make this a 13-10 ball game. 8:11 to play in the third period. The wind will be coming right in Mr. Smith's face, and we've seen what field goals do with the wind coming right at you. They tend to sway and go all crazy.
I tell you, Buffalo's going to have it rough. We understand that Joe Cribbs won't be back because of those bad ribs today.
From the 43-yard line, he's got the distance. And he drilled it. That is one whale of a boot, considering this 18 to 20 mile an hour wind. 7:47 to play in the third period. It is now Buffalo 13, New England 10.
This is no way to treat a personal luxury car, but this is no ordinary personal luxury car. This is the new Dodge 400. The cockpit says personal luxury, but here's the difference. Front-wheel drive, rack and pinion steering, McPherson struts, electronically controlled engine, and another extraordinary difference, extraordinary mileage. Dodge 400 is no ordinary personal luxury car.
It's a personal driving machine.
Dodge 400, America's personal driving machine.
I've never seen one that large with such clarity. My ring. Actually, your Sony.
Trinitron's unique one-gun, one-lens system gives you an extraordinary picture. Whether it's the world's largest color television or the world's smallest.
Is 100 billion big enough, gentlemen?
Incredibly small. That's why few things are more impressive
Magnificent color.
than the Emmy award-winning Trinitrons from Sony, the one and only.
Another look at the field goal attempt by Smith. And against that wind, he really had to lay the leg into it. You saw him. Now watch. Yes, Smith knows it's good.
And he just put his foot into it again. It is taken by Roland Hooks at the 12. And he is caught and grabbed hold of there by Bob Golick.
Golick on the stop. Return for Buffalo.
Well, you know what's amazing to me is how players can play special teams as consistently as a lot of them do, and more of them aren't injured.
Let me tell you about this hammer hanging over your head. If you don't perform on special teams, you must stay healthy to play.
Mike Adamle and Dave Rowe are having a good one in Kansas City. Seattle and the Chiefs 6-all in the second period.
I tell you, San Diego made believers out of me that Seattle had something. That surprised me.
First and 10. The give is to Roosevelt Leaks, and he'll get about a half a yard. Mike Hawkins is there, as is Rick Sanford.
I'm proud of the Patriots. Came out in the second half, went down, got points. The defense is now fired up. They haven't quit, and it's real easy to quit, Phil, when you're 2-9 and it's cold.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You have to hand it to him. You talked with Matt Cavanaugh in the pregame today, and he said right now, we're playing for pride. We got nothing else. We're playing for our pride.
And they have a long-standing rivalry with Buffalo, too. They'd like nothing better than knock them out of the playoff.
Ferguson 8 for 18 today. Second and 10 out of the eye. A little draw play to Leaks. Pardon me, it is Hooks. And he gained about 5 yards on the play. And the guy who we didn't expect to see a whole lot of today did a heck of a job.
About 69, Conrad Dobler. They know he's a great pass blocker. And he goes right down at the key man, Steve Nelson, who makes all the tackles in that 3-4. And he cleared it out, and Hooks was a little upset he couldn't have got more yardage.
Third down and 3. This is a big play for Buffalo. They only lead by 3 from the shotgun. Ferguson for Leaks. Pardon me, it is Hooks again. And it is knocked away. The man tipping it was Rod Schoten. Nice bit of work by the outside linebacker on the right side.
Schoten plays the pass well. Also, I think was tipped at the line, too, Phil.
Rod Schoten. You think he's fired up?
Yes, he is. He's got... Those veterans have got to keep the youngsters on New England fired up. I pointed out they could quit on them real easy.
Temperature still hovering in the low 30s. The snow flurries have stopped. Greg Cater is set to kick it away. He'll have the wind at his back. No rush at all. Oh, this is a beauty. Kicks it away from Morgan. And it takes a New England pass. Doesn't go anywhere. Hits at the 29 and absolutely spirals dead at the 29.
I'd like to do that with my 9-iron every once in a while.
I would too. 34-yard punt, no return. When we come back, New England will have the football at the 30-yard line.
Recently, a few extraordinary wines were entered in a prestigious international competition. Wines made from costly varietal grapes, harvested in some of the world's finest growing regions. An oak-aged Chardonnay, a deep, full-flavored Burgundy, a light, dry Chenin Blanc, a varietal Rosé, a spicy Gewürztraminer. And each of these wines, all from a single winemaker, was judged to be among the best of the world.
Silver medal, gold medal, silver, gold.
metal. The wines? All from America. All from California. And all from the wine cellars of America's premier vintners, Ernest and Julio Gallo. The award-winning wines of Ernest and Julio Gallo.
Sophisticated racing machines burn up the track at breakneck speeds of over 200 miles per hour. Don't miss the quickest quarter mile ever in NHRA drag racing. Then, a special encore performance of the World Pro Figure Skating Championship next Saturday on NBC Sports World.
6:05 to play. It is 13-10 Buffalo, third quarter. New England has the football for the second time in the second half. They got the field goal the first time they had their hands on the football. Wide receiver, Morgan and Jackson split out same side. The give goes right up the gut. It is Sam Cunningham. Fred Smirlis, the nose tackle, moves off the block of Pete Brock to bring him down. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
WBZ-TV, Channel 4, Boston.
Bill Stone and Mike Hafner at Rich Stadium in Buffalo. And we have had a very, very interesting ball game. New England scored first on that old halfback pass. Collins to Morgan. Fools him every time. 2nd and 7. Ball, 32-yard line. Vegas Ferguson tries to dive out across the 35. Gets a couple. Right now, let's leave Rich Stadium in New York for just a moment. Byron Day, Studio 6A in New York. Byron?
Okay, Phil, thanks. In Cleveland, the Steelers are back on the board once again. Franco Harris carrying in from 2 yards out, but Dave Trout has just missed his third extra point of the day. So the Steelers are ahead 18-10 in the third. Phil?
Now that's an interesting development there.
It might be an NFL record. 3 straight extra points missed.
Isn't that something? Buffalo Bills now employing 6 defensive backs. Lone running back is Andy Johnson, as Matt Cavanaugh will go from the shotgun. It is Hasselbeck. A missed tackle. He's still on his feet. Look at this run. To the 35-yard line. Don Hasselbeck. Rufus Best finally shoves him out of bounds. A 30-yard pickup for the tight end.
I watched this young man at his career in Colorado. I talked to him today, and the Colorado Buffaloes finally won a football game. They got 3 anyway. And he is just enjoying himself this year, and I don't blame him. After you play behind all-world Russ Francis for his number of years he has. Now, what a great season. And he's almost over 20 yards of reception for a tight end. That's amazing.
He has been incredible. Coming into this game, 37 catches for over 700 yards. And they wondered if they would miss Russ Francis's downfield speed.
No.
Fine. 1st and 10. Give near side. It is Vegas Ferguson. And he rips off 11 more. Charles Romes brings him down. And what is happening to the Patriots?
Well, I'll tell you, Lou Picone's not in there, so those lose are boos. They're getting on that Buffalo defense. And New England has come out just inspired in this second half.
Pickup of 9. By the way, Bob Kreider has come back into the ball game. He limped off with an injured knee. He is back in. He's number 75. New Orleans over Houston. That game in the Astrodome, as Mike mentioned, Bum Phillips has returned. Head coach of the Saints, he's got to be loving it. Cunningham across the left side, and a little bit of dipsy-doodle in there. Moves ahead about 4 yards. The Patriots have rushed already today for 86 yards. They're averaging 135 yards, 10th best in the National Football League.
The Buffalo defense now says, hold them to a field goal. Do not give them a touchdown, because they've got to turn the momentum here very quickly, or a 2-9 team will really get fired up and take advantage of you.
Now, Buffalo certainly had that momentum going into the locker room at halftime. But with 4 minutes to play in the third period, it has been the Patriots in the second half. Cunningham across the right side. And he's down near the 17-yard line. Jimmy Haslett moves in to bring him down.
I've got a feeling that Sam Cunningham finally got his rhythm back after a sporadic season, missing practice.
Look at the size of this guy.
Oh, yeah, he's gorgeous. And to make the kind of moves he does, did you see that little juke in the line that got him 4 or 5 extra yards?
Now the Patriots on a 4-game losing streak. They're 0-5 on the road this year. And if you want to go back to 1980, they've lost 8 out of 9.
Tough to play on the road anywhere in the NFL. That's the Broncos. They're getting hammered today by Cincinnati in Cincinnati.
3rd and 2. Vegas Ferguson. He'll be stopped short. Rod Cush was there. Bill Simpson was over there.
Boos turned to cheers from the fans. They were booing him a minute ago. Well, they did exactly what they had to do. Hold them to at least a field goal attempt.
John Smith has come on to try and tie this game up. This will be put down. Officially a 35-yard attempt from the 25-yard line.
And the wind just comes up. I bet he didn't like that.
It did. You are absolutely right. The wind has just kicked up. A high snap. And it's blocked. It is recovered by the Buffalo Bills. Rob Riddick is there.
Phil, when a field goal kicker tries to get extra distance, he tends to kick it low. Guess what happens? They tried to get it because that wind came up, got it blocked. Let's take a look. You can see when they muscle up, the kickers. They tend to take a little extra jump at it. And when you try to kick it hard, if you're a sidewinder, it goes low. But look at the penetration by Cush, 42. He was standing almost next to the holder.
Al Cush is credited with the block. And we'll be back in just a moment.
Dear Atari Anonymous, ever since my husband Luno returned from Earth with Asteroids, the new Atari home video game, he and the rest of the family do nothing but play Asteroids. Luno says Asteroids is good practice for his interplanetary life.
Bitty bitty, bitty bitty.
Tell me, dear Atari Anonymous, with everybody hooked on Asteroids, what on earth is a poor Martian mother to do?
New Atari Asteroids, now available for your home.
The new generation of Dodge Rams made an X-Ford owner out of me, and now Dodge has come up with this new Ram Miser. Beautiful inside and out. And Ram Miser gives Dodge the biggest increase in gasoline mileage of all full-size pickups. Hard to believe it's America's lowest price pickup. Equipped, not stripped.
Dodge trucks are Ram tough.
Get $300 to $1,000 cash on select new Dodge cars and trucks. See participating dealers for complete details.
There you take a look at John Smith. He put that jacket on in a hurry. Don't want anybody to know who he is. First and 10. Pitch far side. Leaks. Now turns it up. And he rambles out for about 5 yards. Bob Golick and Julie Adams there on the stop. Well, that block field goal, Mike, could be a big, big play in this game.
The momentum turned back to Buffalo with that block. Definitely did. And we said right before it that they needed to turn the momentum. And nothing better than a block kick to do it. Again, I want to point out Smith caught that gust of wind in his face, so he tried to muscle up. It's kind of like when you're on the first tee at the golf course and you try to hit one, all the way through the clubhouse, and it dribbles 4 or 5 inches.
Near side is rolling hooks, and he's going to lose a couple. He's brought down back near the 21-yard line. Rolled out there by Steve Nelson and Mike Hawkins. Minute 52 seconds to play in the 3rd period. Don't forget, second half of today's doubleheader, the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. We've talked about it the entire afternoon, but that is going to be one whale of a football game.
When you're battling for first place in the National Football League division at this point of the season, you tend to really get some exciting football, and when you're playing for first place, it even gets better.
Now, if Buffalo can hold on and win, and if the Jets can beat Miami, the Bills now suddenly find themselves with a 7-5 record, only a half game out of the division lead. But only one home game left for Buffalo.
Except it's cold up here. They go to a lot of warm weather cities.
3rd and 5. Crossing pattern. He has got Jerry Butler for a first down.
Caught New England in the blitz that time. Linebacker was out of the way. Underneath, Butler's wide open one-on-one. And with his speed, he's going to pick up 10, 12 yards, and he got 12 that time. Take a look. Here comes the blitz. And when you get that underneath coverage out of the way, you can throw those all day.
That's got to be an awfully, awfully tough decision to make if you're a defensive back. Which way that man's going to cut when he comes right at you? Is he going to cut to the outside? Is he going to cut across the middle?
What you do is you think about 80 yards and a touchdown, so you give him a lot of room.
First and 10, the ball at the 35-yard line. The snow has started to fall again. Rolling hooks through the right side. And he is hammered there by Bob Golick.
Looks scary.
New England, to turn the momentum back to them, has got to keep them on the other side of the 50-yard line. In other words, in Buffalo territory. Right now, Buffalo's, again, got the momentum after that block kick.
Well, I've got to feel, Mike, Buffalo would be a lot better off if they could get down the field before this period ends in 39 seconds to get something on the board. They have the wind at their back this period and have done nothing.
That's absolutely right, Phil.
Leaks left side. He's trying to outrun Bob Golick. No way. Roland James was there, Bob Golick was there, and Tim Fox came in to put the hammer to him.
Fox came in and cleaned up, and with a guy the size of Roosevelt Leaks, you better have the third guy in there to stop him, or else he goes all the way for the first down.
Roosevelt Leaks very, very slow getting up. Now he's back up. Roosevelt Leaks, 7th year out of Texas. Boy, I remember when he played for the Longhorns.
So do I. Those thighs were just that big, too, when he was playing in college.
So, the third quarter has come to an end. The score, Buffalo 13, New England 7. We'll be back in just a moment.
Curious about what makes things tick? What's new under the sun? Or in your own backyard, watch Evening Magazine. Because when it comes to facts, families...
The Buffalo Bills faced with a third down situation now. It is 3rd and 3, and there you see some of the sentiment here at Rich Stadium. Let's get excited about this game.
I like the underneath patterns to Butler. We've seen him both times, and or to Lewis, one or the other. You only need 3 yards. Make sure you can complete the pass.
Out of the shotgun. Ferguson. Oh, did you call that one? Did you call that one, Mr. Hafner?
New England must have heard me, too, because they had him double covered.
I saw Chuck Knox looking up here going,
don't say that, Mike.
Say that? Yeah, they had double coverage there on him. It was a pass he really tried to drill in there.
Yeah, in that situation, and they'd done it before. Earlier, Butler got him the first down on that quick underneath pass. They didn't fool New England, and they did that important thing, Phil. They kept him on the other side of the field. The minus territory, as we used to call it.
Now the snow is beginning to come down. You probably can't see it at home. Now you can on that tight shot there. As Greg Cater is set to boot it away on 4th and 3. Against the wind. Not a bad kick. Tries to get it out of bounds and does so right near the 20-yard line. Stanley Jackson just watches it. Stanley Morgan just watches it go. So New England has the football. They trail by 3. The wind is at their back. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hey, Michelob Light for the winning team, okay?
You guys would do that for us?
Would a bunch of guys really go at it this hard just for a beer? Well, consider it's Michelob Light, and that means a rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
You guys never played like that before.
Hey, we never played for a Michelob Light before.
Michelob Light. Compare the taste.
United announces great low prices on complete Hawaii vacation packages. Prices that bring Hawaii closer from the East Coast, closer from the Midwest, closer from every city United serves. United, once-in-a-lifetime prices for a once-in-a-lifetime vacation.
14 minutes, 48 seconds to play here at Rich Stadium in Buffalo. Phil Stone and Mike Hafner. The Patriots trail the Buffalo Bills by 3. It is 13-10. The give to Vegas Ferguson. He's out near the 25-yard line. Lucius Sanford is there to roll him under. Don't forget the next game following us. The New York Jets hosting the Miami Dolphins. Speaking of the Jets, Joe Klecko. You want to talk? Dumb?
Yes, and wind. Last week when they played the Patriots, he won the toss, but he wanted to win. So he picked a goal. Not only did he not get the win, but he didn't get the kickoff. And it might top Abner Haynes when he won the toss and took the kickoff.
In overtime.
The ball in overtime.
2nd and 8. Nice slip. Cunningham is down. They'll gain maybe a yard, possibly 2.
Patriots playing it awful close to their best. Now, last quarter, Buffalo had 1 first down with a wind behind them.
Very poor quarter.
Not good play calling. And I don't like it here. I'd like to have seen them come out play action pass on 1st or 2nd down, and they ran the ball twice. Of course, they had been successful, but I'm sure Buffalo also knew they were successful and wanted to shut the run down. Now they've got to throw it, and Buffalo knows it.
3 wide receivers. The Bills counter with 6 defensive backs. Call it the dime from the shotgun. Matt Cavanaugh. Look at this, wide open. Toller, he overthrows him. Ken Toller was open by 4 or 5 yards, Mike.
Very, very tough throw for Cavanaugh. I know he was open, Phil. I would much rather have seen them go for a first down type pass, so they only needed 7 yards. And it's tough. With this wind, it's very difficult to throw a long pass and hit him right on the button. I like the button hook over the middle for 8 or 9 yards and a first down instead of the sideline route.
Rich Camarillo is on to kick it away with the wind at his back. The snow now starts to come. Oh, does he move this one? Look at this. Roland Hooks will not touch it.
What a break. Look at Camarillo. He loves it.
Wow. A 68-yard punt. It is not his longest. He boomed 175 yards earlier. Oh, we'll be back.
Introducing the 82 Dodge Aries K, America's highest mileage 6-passenger driving machine, with even better mileage than last year. Front-wheel drive and improved suspension for better performance than last year. But the most incredible news for 82 is what isn't new, the base model price. Still America's lowest priced, highest mileage 6-passenger front-wheel drive car. The 82 Dodge Aries K Coupe, America's driving machine. And on other select new Dodge cars and trucks, get $300 to $1,000 cash. See participating dealers for complete details.
We're Exxon. We're Jay Stone and Joe Mifsud, who designed a better machine to help find oil and gas. We're Harry Bennett, using it to send vibrations miles into the earth that bounce back to reveal where energy may be hiding. We're Brian Olivier, recording this seismic information so that we can choose the best place to drill. We're more than 100,000 people working on energy. We're Exxon.
Tuesday, a retarded girl races to save the orphanage.
I'm gonna win.
Father Murphy. Then a powerful stranger uses Sam's ex-wife on Flamingo Road.
Look at those rosy cheeks. It is 30 degrees here, and you can see some of the snow coming down. Fourth quarter, 13 minutes, 20 seconds to go in this ball game. Buffalo has the lead. They are going right into the eye of the wind.
And no Joe Cribbs. That hurts down here, Phil.
Exactly. And the man replacing him has the football right there, Roland Hooks. John Lee is there to bring him down. Take a look at some scores around the league. Look at this. Tampa Bay is burying Bart Starr's Packers. I'd say it's sayonara, Bart Starr.
Going to be a lot of coaching openings in the NFL this season.
Kansas City really started to step it out now over the Seattle Seahawks. Score now 20-6.
They'll be tied with Denver for first if Cincinnati keeps hammering Denver. It was 28-7 the last time we saw that one.
And you can bet San Diego is looking at that score very, very closely. The Chargers about to play the Oakland Raiders in a few moments on the West Coast. 2nd and 9 against the wind. Ferguson puts it up for Hooks. Oh, great defense by the Patriots. Where has that defense been all year? Timmy Fox was there.
That was a great play by Fox. He saved it because Hooks was wide open.
It looked like that pass might have floated a little bit against the wind, Mike.
Yep, the wind caught that one and hung it up long enough for Fox. Look at where he starts. He's 20 yards away before, and then he gets over there to break it up. That Patriot Pats defense has been there for most of the year. The problem is they couldn't stop the running game. And with Joe Cribbs out now, what an advantage for the New England Patriots. They know they haven't got the big run threat.
3 wide receivers now for Buffalo as Ferguson simply has to put it in the air. 3rd and 9. Oh, wide open. A blown coverage there. Frank Lewis has the ball at the 32 and a big first down for Buffalo.
There shows the Patriots' problem all year. No pressure on the quarterback, and when you've got him backed up against the end zone, Phil, you've got to pressure him. Or else you let receivers like Frank Lewis run free for 4 or 5 seconds, and he's eventually going to get open. Busted coverage or not, 23 yards by the AFC's leading yardage receiver. I'd cover him with 3 or 4 guys in a situation like that.
I hear you. Frank Lewis is now split to the bottom of your screen. Jerry Butler goes wide right. The give is to Roosevelt Leaks. And he is brought down after a pickup of about 3. John Lee and Bob Golick is there. That was a very, very big third down play, because had they had to kick the ball, you're talking into the wind, and now you're talking the Patriots with excellent field position.
Yep, and all they need is a field goal to keep this thing going on for hours and hours.
Please. 12 minutes to play. The clock is running. 2nd down and 7. And you wonder if this snow continues to fall, if it might have some effect on the footing out there.
And you know who loses? The defensive backs.
Yep.
Because the offensive receiver knows where he's going. The defensive guy's got to make the quick cut.
He's guessing. 2nd man through. It is Hooks. And he is still on his feet. Pardon me. 16-yard pickup. He's finally chased out of bounds by Rick Sanford.
And Hooks always seems to come up and get with the big play against the New England Patriots. Great move. Lower body strength keeps him on his feet. Patriots got to tackle somebody.
1st and 10 at midfield. Rob Riddick is now into the ball game. He's number 40. And the give is to Leaks. He's to the 47-yard line.
Now the field position has changed in favor of the Buffalo Bills. Even if they have to punt now, they're a lot safer than they would have been from that end zone, as you pointed out, Phil.
Oh, that was a big play on 3rd and 9 at their own 12-yard line.
You know, and everybody in the stadium knew who they were going to. The big guy in the crucial situations. Frank Lewis has done it all year.
It looked like Claiborne and Roland James on that play simply got crossed up in the defensive backfield for New England.
They definitely blew the coverage.
2nd down, 7 yards to go. 2nd man through is Hooks. And he penetrates the secondary of the Patriots. And he's down near the 41-yard line. It'll be 3rd and very, very short. Joe Devlin and Conrad Dobler did a great job of blowing out the right side. And here comes Dobler limping off the field.
Well, Richard's been in there today, so it's not like a new guy's coming in.
There you see Dobler coming off under his own power. Jim Richard is back in. 2 tight ends now for Buffalo. Jerry Butler has come out. Buster Barnett and Mark Bramer are the 2 that remain. From the I formation. Hooks. And he's not going to get it. He will not get it.
The Patriots keep coming back. They reach for that extra 5%, and usually a team that's 2-9 doesn't reach for that extra effort. But they've done it every time today.
Now they're playing with a lot of heart this time in the season. As you say, you're down 2-9. You've got nothing to look forward to other than Christmas.
That's about it, too. Christmas is a little vacation in the sun somewhere. I'm proud of them today. They played pretty gutty football.
Greg Cater is set to kick it away, number 7, averaging about 42 yards a kick. In motion. Now he's going to set up on the near side as Rufus Bess. They're going to take all the time in the world. 7 seconds, 6 seconds left on the 30-second clock.
They don't want to get this blocked, Bill.
Stanley Morgan is the only man back. And he gets a good kickoff. Fair catch for Morgan at the 11-yard line. That's where the New England Patriots will take over after that 33-yard punt. 9:09 to play. When we come back, Buffalo leads by 3.
This Bud's for all the guys who keep the action from getting out of hand.
This Bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
Oh, a once-in-a-lifetime play. But I've got an instant replay forever on my RCA convertible video recorder. It's really 2 VCRs in one. It records my TV favorites, and it converts to a portable home movie outfit. So I can record Moose's big plays, too. The RCA convertible. 2 VCRs are better than 1.
No one gives you more VCR than RCA.
Join host Dick Enberg and Merlin Olsen for a Thanksgiving Day spectacular. It's the Battle of the Running Backs as powerhouse Billy Sims and the hungry Detroit Lions take on speedster Joe Delaney and the Kansas City Chiefs. Turkey and NFL football Thursday on NBC.
There you see it. Rich Stadium in Buffalo. It is 13-10. The Bills over the Patriots. New England has the football, and they have the win as this crowd in Buffalo exerts their defensive unit to hold them. Vegas Ferguson, a big gain, a pickup of almost 10.
That gives them some room, Phil. That helped. That's the one thing Buffalo didn't want to do, was give up big yardage on first down on a running play. Pass, you can forgive.
Well, you know, an interesting question is, where is Tony Collins? Vegas Ferguson has been in the last several series. He has not played.
Ron Earhart's like all coaches. You put it on the ground for me, son, and you're going to be picking behind, as he said. Curtis Brown is sitting on the bench for Buffalo. We haven't seen him all day. He put it on the ground twice.
Cunningham, and look at him run. Villapiano is there, as is Jimmy Haslett. Well, this is a very, very important game for Buffalo to hold on to, because the game that is following this one, the Jets and the Miami Dolphins, the battle for first place in the AFC East. We've talked about it all afternoon long. But Buffalo with a 7-5 record, if they can hold on, and if the Jets, as you can see, can beat Miami, they will have identical records, tied for the lead, and the Bills will be only a half game out.
Can you imagine the Bills losing this football game? They kicked themselves watching that second half of the doubleheader today.
Well, the Patriots not only play for pride, but they can sure play a spoiler role. The give is right up the middle again. It is Vegas Ferguson. Phil Villapiano is on the stop. Pickup of about a yard, possibly 2. They'll give him 2.
And the experts talk about first down and how important it is, how many yards you pick up. You see, with a 1-yard gain, you have now given up all surprise of a play-action pass. I mean, it's not going to fool me if they fake to the running back and throw a pass now. If you don't gain that yardage on first down, you lose the play-action pass edge that you get.
Second down and 8, the ball at the 28. Straight drop back for Matt Cavanaugh. All the time in the world. Now he'll run out of it. Oh, he was looking for a block by Vegas Ferguson. He was hoping he'd get a block, and he did not. If Ferguson would have thrown it on Jimmy Haslett, no telling how long Matt Cavanaugh might have been running.
I think Ferguson got in a sweat. He didn't know whether he wanted him to block him or wanted him to run down for a pass. And a guy named Curtis Dickey got a little trouble a couple of weeks ago with Burt Jones for not doing what he told him to do.
That one's still going on.
Oh, yes. But you saw right there, Matt Cavanaugh, he was telling Ferguson to either block or go out for pass, and Ferguson sitting there going, what do I do? And did nothing.
He did nothing. Spectators below him in the stands, I think.
Yes, big down now.
Big play. The shotgun. 3 wide receivers. 5 defensive backs now for Buffalo. Cavanaugh. He's going for it. And he's got a man. It is Morgan. It is tipped away.
Great play.
Pardon me, it was Harold Jackson. Charlie Romes was right there. I'll tell you, that might have saved it for Buffalo.
This is the save of the day right here. Harold Jackson, with all his experience and speed, he's gone. That is right on the button, and Romes dives through the air, stretches out, no feet on the ground when he tipped that one away. Because if Harold Jackson catches it, this game is 17-13.
It is now 4th down and 8. Camarillo will try it again. He had a 68-yarder. He's got another good one. But Hooks will have a return. Now look at the wind carrying. Can you believe it?
That was over 70 yards, Phil.
72 yards for Camarillo. I want to see this man's average when we come back. 6:50 to play in this ball game. 13-10 Buffalo.
Bell System knowledge brings you a way to save energy by using your building's existing telephone lines. Save up to 20% of the cost of heating, cooling, lighting, while improving your communications capabilities. Energy and communications managed by a single system from Bell. personal car doing out here? This is the new Dodge 400. The cockpit says personal luxury, but here's the difference. Front-wheel drive, rack and pinion steering, McPherson struts, electronically controlled engine, and another extraordinary difference, extraordinary mileage. Dodge 400 is no ordinary personal luxury car.
It's a personal driving machine.
I want a driving machine.
Dodge 400, America's personal driving machine.
6 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in this ball game. It is cold in Buffalo. Snow flurries on and off all day long. By the way, Rich Camarillo, 72-yard punt. He's now averaging over 50 yards a kick today, and he had a 29-yarder.
Can you imagine you throw that one out, he might be averaging 60.
Near side, Frank Lewis, and he's banged out of bounds there by Roland James.
That's the kind of pass you give up to Frank Lewis. Not first down yardage. Don't let them get deep, and keep them on the other side of the 50-yard line in minus territory. You want to make Buffalo punt into that wind from their side of the 50. Because New England only needs a field goal to tie this one up.
Second down, 4 yards to go. The clock is running, 6:18, 6:17. Andy Johnson has thrown a touchdown pass earlier in this ball game. 2 tight ends now for Buffalo. The give right through the right side. It is Roosevelt Leaks. And he has a first down. Bob Costas and Gene Washington are in Cincinnati, where the Bengals are way out in front of the AFC Western Division leaders, the Denver Broncos. 31-7 Bengals. In Chicago, it is Detroit over the Chicago Bears, 16-7. And at Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers are adding to Bart Starr's headaches, 30-3 Bucks. First and 10 at the 32, tight ends now for the Bills. It is Leaks again. And he tries to get over another guy. He cannot hurdle over. It was Keith Lee. And he's out here, another first down. They're going to get a penalty flag down at the 29-yard line. Pickup was for 9. I think it's going to be against Buffalo.
Personal foul. New England. Uh-oh. Oh, there's that roof caving in on that New England club. That one really hurts. Puts them in plus territory, Phil. Over the 50-yard line. Now they won't get field position even if they stop it.
Foul, unnecessary roughness, number 57, first down.
Steve Nelson.
Frustration, Phil?
It's unusual for Steve Nelson.
Yeah, he's been one of the great ones in this league.
I'll tell you, those personal fouls are costing a few players around the league, and I think it's good. I think it's good they're cracking down on it.
15 yards keeps you from hurting those guys. That's their living.
See, Sam Ratigliano says, any boy on my club commit a personal foul, it's going to cost him $1,000.
He was my coach in Denver.
Leaks through the right side. He'll pick up a couple of yards.
What a day Roosevelt's having. His best day as a pro. Gets a start. As Curtis Brown fumbled a couple of times last week in the shutout by St. Louis. It's one thing a running back can't do. You can make a lot of mistakes, but don't put it on the ground or the coach will have you out of it.
Look at those stats. Curtis, let's say Roosevelt Leaks with 93 yards today. As you see, time starting to become a factor now for the Patriots. They need the football, and more importantly, they need to sustain some kind of a drive if they want to get back in this game. 13-10 is the score. Buffalo leads it. They have the football. They are moving against the wind. Ferguson, sideline pattern. He has got Butler. And he's out near a first down. He has a first down. A big first down for the Bills.
One of the things that they want to do is keep the clock running. Lost Jerry Butler. No, I'm not going out of bounds. There's no way. That clock's going to keep going. He did a good job to keep it running.
4 minutes, 25 seconds to play. First and 10, Buffalo. Wide to the right goes Frank Lewis. Jerry Butler comes to the left side. Ferguson 12 of 25 today. Up man goes down. Roland Hooks goes down. Steve Nelson and Rod Schote were right there.
Best day Roosevelt Leaks has had as a pro, 78 yards. Got 20 more than that this whole career.
That's so amazing. We've talked about it so many times. 4 minutes, 3 seconds to play, the clock running. How a great collegiate player can come into the pros, Mike, and not necessarily be that good.
You know, one of the problems with Leaks when he came in, he wasn't a very good pass receiver. Last year, I saw the Miami game here. He got a touchdown pass and won the game.
He's only caught one this year.
That's right.
2nd and 11. Ferguson will put it up. Leaks. Pardon me. That is his first catch this year. He was thrown to once before, and he didn't catch it. We are in the 12th week of the NFL season, and Mr. Leaks has his first reception of the year.
How appropriate that he throws to him right after we talked about it.
Figure that's good for at least stopping the game and giving him the ball.
Of course. I'm sure he's happy today.
3rd down and 6. Another big play here for the Patriots. The Bills penetrate much deeper. Now you're talking field goal.
They got that win, though. They need some more distance.
For this, the Steelers over Cleveland, 25-10. Up in Cleveland, where the wind chill factor is 10 degrees.
Cleveland might kiss the playoffs goodbye if they lose that one.
On 3rd and 6, Ferguson. Pacone, it is knocked away. A great defensive effort by Rick Sanford.
Sanford kept this a football game. If he catches that one, it might be all over, Phil.
And now what do? Do you go for it? I think you go for it. You can't kick a field goal with the wind coming right into your face.
Wind blows it back at you, plus could get blocked. Then you really give him field position.
That's a good point.
Why not give him the ball right where it is if you don't make the first down? It's a smart play.
Now the Buffalo Bills are going to call a timeout and talk about it. Ferguson is on the near sideline. 2 minutes, 51 seconds to play. The score, Buffalo 13, the New England Patriots 10. We'll be back in just a moment.
Radio Shack makes Christmas dreams come true.
Oh, I love the frog.
Cuddly animals with a radio inside.
Maybe Santa will bring it.
Dependable portable radios. A Pekingese and raccoon. A frog and a lovable floppy dog. And a cuddly cat or a cute brown spaniel. Furry friends in a musical menagerie that'll delight your kids or teens alike.
Daddy, Santa brought my frog from Radio Shack.
Only at Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store.
Michelob brings you the 7-day weekend. Good eating style. Special of the week for gourmet's delight. Here's how to add a little weekend flavor to any dish. Served with generous portions of Michelob. Because that smooth and mellow taste helps make any time feel a little like a weekend.
Put a little weekend in your week.
Yeah.
Now there's an interesting shot for you. Chuck Knox and Ron Earhart. Both men have experienced much better seasons than they're having this year.
Earhart's got to be going nuts. He's got a 2-9 team. He's only losing by 3. He's been like this all season. It's all been close. But all lost.
Act all year long. You're right.
Yeah.
Pacone in motion on 4th down and 7 from the shotgun. He wants Hooks. And he overthrows him. And oh, does Hooks take a shot from Timmy Fox? And Fox pulls him right back up. That's the beauty of this sport.
Ah, yes. Beat him up during the game and have dinner with him afterwards. This surprises me a little bit with Joe. He throws it downfield where he can get picked up. Didn't go for the first down yardage. Almost really gave up the ball at the 29-yard line and said, we dare you, New England, to get in field goal position, and that's what we're faced with.
Well, there's plenty of time left.
Oh,
you got a guy like Matt Cavanaugh who can throw, and Andy Johnson.
And
Andy Johnson's in the ball game. Andy Johnson is in the ball game. He's already thrown 1 touchdown pass. Cavanaugh, he's going for it all. And his defender fell down. Stanley Morgan. Do you believe your eyes?
Just what you don't want to happen.
66 yards, Morgan. He was being pursued by Mario Clark, and Clark simply lost his footing. We talked about the snow falling on this turf a few minutes ago.
It gets deep, just deep enough to make it slippery. There go his feet. And Cavanaugh Kavanaugh threw what we call a hope pass. You throw it up and hope the right color jersey catches it, and the wrong color fell down, and the right one did.
Wow. He threw a prayer, and it was answered. We are at the 2-minute warning. We are in for one tremendous finish. And now here comes another one of those fantastic finishes.
Alcoa presents Fantastic Finishes. 1970, Tom Dempsey will try to do the impossible, kick a 63-yard field goal. Joe Scarpati gets the ball down. Dempsey caught it solid, and it's good. Tom Dempsey has just kicked a 63-yard field goal. With no time left on the clock, the Saints beat the Lions 19-17.
Alcoa can't wait. We're gonna keep moving on today. We can't afford to hesitate. Come on along, participate. Conserving energy every day. Alcoa and aluminum know the way. We can't wait. We're doing it now. We can't wait. We'll show you how. Alcoa can't wait.
We can't wait for tomorrow.
We talked about the flurries all day, and it's built up just enough on the AstroTurf now to make the footing a little bit treacherous. And right there, that could have cost a football game for the Buffalo Bills.
Look at that statistic. Great catches, 141 yards and a touchdown.
Just hold on to the football, they're saying here.
Play action. Oh, he's got Hasselbeck.
Oh, he fooled him, Bill. That stunned this crowd. It's quiet here.
Don Hasselbeck's 5th touchdown reception of the year. And I'll tell you, Ronnie Earhart on the far sideline has to be one jubilant human being.
There's no doubt about that.
Wide open. There's no question they were not looking for a pass in that situation.
I sat right here and said they got to hold on to the ball, because the most important thing is at least to get a 13-13 tie and hope to win in overtime. And the defense for Buffalo was thinking the same thing, and Hasselbeck wasn't anybody for 15 yards.
An important extra point. This would force, high snap. It's down. John Smith follows through with it, and he's got it. Good job getting that ball down. So that gives New England a 4-point bulge. This has been a sensational ball game.
You wouldn't expect it from a 2-9 team, but we warned everybody. This is a better club than 2-9, the New England Patriots. Joe Ferguson runs a 2-minute drill pretty well. This one isn't over by a long shot.
There you see this one, 17-13, a minute 56 to play. Don't forget, this evening on NBC, following the great football action you're seeing now, Bob Hope's NFL comedy special. What a lineup of stars. Elizabeth Taylor, Olivia Newton-John, Susan Anton, O.J., Roger Staubach, Dick Butkus, and George Allen. Footballs and laughs with old ski-nose himself, Bob Hope, tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on NBC.
Better hold on to your sides for those 2 hours, because they'll have you rolling on the floor.
By the way, don't forget that ball game when we're done here. The Jets in Miami, word is Richard Todd will start for the Jets despite his injuries. Boy, does Smith drill this one. And Riddick's going to bring it out. Ooh. He has grabbed hold of at the 18-yard line and pounded down there. Ozi Tatupu, I think, was at the bottom of that pile. He's a little guy you don't want to run into. I say little in height only.
Yeah, he's as broad as he is tall.
Just about is.
Well, we'll probably see shotgun all the way now.
Rob Riddick has gone into the game, and now he's coming out of the game.
Again, the loss of Ron Jesse really hurt the offense, especially in the shotgun situation. He was the third receiver.
Ferguson on 1st and 10. Little out pattern to Byron Franklin. He cannot hold on. Byron Franklin, a rookie out of Auburn. He and Joe Cribbs played together for a year.
And you mentioned a name that Buffalo is hurting for right now. They would have loved to seen Joe in this second half, and he hasn't been there to help them.
That's right. They lost Joe Cribbs in the first period on a rib injury. He took a real good shot over the middle, fumbled the football, and either bruised or cracked a rib. We are not sure yet. He is definitely out with ribs.
There are no running backs in there, Phil. That's all receivers.
On 2nd and 10, Ferguson. An out pattern, and he's got a man. It is Frank Lewis, and he's got it. No, he doesn't. They're saying he dropped the football. Rick Sanford was right there on him.
Our producer today, David Stern, has always got the right replay. Watch this. Frank Lewis, 82. Let's see if we can see from our angle. Oh, look. We may have another angle on this. I want to see this one from here. Ball in the hands, in the stomach.
Ooh.
How did the guy behind know that he dropped it out of his stomach? If he did.
Hard to say. However,
it's
the ruling was critical. It is now 3rd and 10 with 1:40 to play. From the shotgun, Ferguson. Big 3rd down play. Over the middle, Frank Lewis. Picked off. I believe it is Rick Sanford.
You're right, Phil. Not Joe Ferguson's fault.
I'll tell you what, it's like somebody shut off the lights here. Everybody is boogieing.
They're all gone. Sanford knows he may have saved it. Ferguson has got Lewis open over the middle. He throws it behind him. He tips it up in the air, and Sanford makes a great athletic play. Again, you got to go to the main man, Frank Lewis. Watch the pass. It's just behind him, Phil. And he can't get a hold of it. The ball tips up into the air, and Sanford may have gotten the New England Patriots their 3rd win of the season.
I'll tell you, outstanding pictures there on those replays. David Stern, our producer. Dick Klein, our director. We thank you, gentlemen. It has been one great afternoon. Sam Cunningham tries to go across left tackle. Phil Villapiano is there trying to force the football out.
And I know the Bills would like to have that one timeout they called to get things together when they were trying to decide whether to kick the field goal or go for the 1st down. Now they're down to 2 timeouts left. And I think they've just called their 2nd. They're down to 1 now, Phil.
You know, Buffalo, Mike, has puffed the football up, turned the ball over in the last 3 games 16 times. 8 interceptions, 8 fumble recoveries.
Can't win football games when you turn it over.
It's amazing because Chuck Knox, he lives and dies preaching error-free football, gentlemen. Aggressive, error-free football. He has not had it this year here in Buffalo. Boy, a big call on this drive.
This was the critical play on this drive, Phil. Frank Lewis on the out pattern. He's got plenty of yards for the 1st down to keep the 2-minute drill alive. Ball hits him in the hands, the stomach. He was inbounds when he caught it.
The officials say he did not have possession. It looked from here as if he did. Officials are a lot closer.
That's why I'd never put on one of those shirts. You're always half wrong.
That's right.
Never half right. You're always half wrong.
You know, if the Bills could just play 3/4 of football, they'd probably be undefeated.
You mentioned that it looked like somebody turned off the lights here. Look at them leaving.
Leaving in droves. 1:21 to play. Kavanaugh, all he's looking for is 1st down. Cunningham tries the left side. The Buffalo Bills have scored a total, Mike, of 30 points in the 4th quarter. That's less than 3 points a game in 4th period. And in contrast to that, the Bills' defense has given up more points in the 4th quarter than any other period. Look at this one coming up. The Dolphins and the Jets. Word is Richard Todd will start for New York.
The Bills,
big game.
Oh, the Bills walk out of here 6-6, and they're going to be kicking themselves all afternoon while I watch that game. No matter who had won, the Bills just had to win to stay in the race.
Yeah.
Now they got to fight for it.
Well, they've only got one more home game against the Redskins next week, and then they take this thing. I think their show on the road for the last 3.
Where it's very tough to win the latter part of the season on somebody else's turf.
It is Cunningham tries to throttle his way in near the 27-yard line. And another timeout with 39 seconds to play.
You know, Matt Kavanaugh said at the top of the show, he agreed with me. He said, we're better than a 2-9 club, and we got to play on heart and pride. And, you know, I mean, I played on a 1-9 team before we won a football game, and it was very, very difficult to get up and continue to play for a full 60 minutes. You got to be very, very proud of these Patriots who could have just gone in the tank 2 or 3 weeks ago and never, ever played a game like this against a division contending Buffalo Bill Club.
Now, last year, Matt Cavanaugh started one of the games against these Buffalo Bills in Foxborough. And what a job he did. He led the Patriots to a 24-2 victory back there on that day.
You know, something we didn't mention. I think maybe the Bills are still in shock, 24-0 against a very lowly St. Louis club. That residual effect, they were probably searching their souls all week saying, how in the world could we get shut out by a club like that? And that might have had an effect on this football game.
I think you're exactly right, Mike. There's Matt Cavanaugh. There you see him, number 12, filling in for an injured Steve Grogan. Grogan out with a sprained knee. He has to be one happy young man today.
Oh, yes.
Coming on in this role, the team's 2-9. He's trying to get these guys to believe in him, to believe in themselves. And that's tough to do when you're a backup quarterback.
Very difficult, especially he started out the season as number 1 and failed. Now he's coming back in for his second debut of the season and has done a lot better.
4th and 2. Cunningham. And the Buffalo Bills held him. So they will take over the football with 35 seconds to play. And I'll tell you, about 2/3 of the 75,000 who are on hand will not see if, in fact, their Buffalo Bills can come back. Wouldn't it be something with all the people that have left the stadium if Buffalo would come back and win this game? Stranger things have happened. You take a look at Chuck Knox on the near sideline with the Buffalo Bills beanie on. Here they come. 3 wide receivers for Buffalo. They'll have 35 seconds to get the job done. The defensive backs for New England, 3 of them playing all the way back in the midfield stripe. Ferguson puts it up for Hooks. He's got it. The clock continues to run. 18, 17. And Ferguson just wants to get rid of it to get the clock stopped. 12 seconds to play. We're taking you down to the wire on this one. Holy Toledo. Now, you never want to count out a Chuck Knox coach team. Andrew. And Lou Pacone. From the floor, float the zone. It's bouncing around. In National Football League action, and this one ranks right up at the top. Take a look at it from the shotgun. It was second down, I believe, and a prayer. Ferguson just unloaded. He was looking for Lewis. It was bouncing around, and he found Roland Hooks. Oh, my goodness. 37-yard touchdown. Look at it again. Can you believe it? Roland Hooks, 6 catches today, 112 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the only thing I can say for Ron Earhart and the New England Patriots is it has just been one of those years. They had him on the rocks. This ball game, for all intents and purposes, was really all but over with 37 seconds to play. And back came the Buffalo Bills. I had just finished saying, do not count a Chuck Knox coach team out. And wow, Joe Ferguson unloads the 37-yard prayer for Frank Lewis. The ball bounced around off a couple of hands down there, right into the outstretched arms of one running back, Roland Hooks, who was playing today because Joe Cribbs went out with a rib injury in the first half. Can you believe the drama that has unfolded here at Rich Stadium in Buffalo? Vic Vickemeyer sends a squibbler down, an onside kick, and look at this. New England has recovered the football. And this ball game is history as time expires. An incredible, incredible finish. Once again, the final score, the Buffalo Bills 20, the New England Patriots 17. We'll continue to review the action of this win in just a moment.
Here's to meeting new faces in new places. For that first day on the job, this Bud's for you.
This Bud's for you. There's no one else who does it quite the way you do. So here's to you. This Bud's for you, for all you do. The king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
Well, this one is history. The Buffalo Bills over the Patriots 20-17. Now stay tuned for the second half of our doubleheader. We'll be back in just a moment.
A promotional fee has been paid to NBC by United Airlines. We serve more of this land's top 100 business centers than any other airline. Fly the friendly skies.
This has been a presentation of NBC Sports, the leader in innovative sports television.
Bob Hope and Frank Sinatra, two fabulous